Judges, do you like the background music? It was supposed to last 20 seconds. I was supposed to do boxing, everything. No one let me do it. Well, a big, big warm welcome to The Pitch by Deel, the Dubai edition. Can we have a round of applause, please? A word of warning, we are being live streamed, right? No heckling, no swearing. Okay, be very nice today, okay? Want to thank everyone here for making the effort to come. We have our partners, we have our judges, we have our investors, our colleagues, our friends, and everything in between. We really appreciate you making the effort to come to Dubai and be with us today. And for me, it's a real pleasure as well to be the host of this event, especially in Dubai, which is my home, and for me, the best city in the world. We've picked a beautiful day, and we've picked a beautiful venue. Look around here. This is Al Circle Avenue, which for me is one of the coolest places in all of Dubai. We've got some of the trendiest coffee shops and lifestyle bars and clothing. And it's a bit of a startup hub as well. We have restaurants that are turning into multiple chains. We have butchers that have just raised 12.5 million. So this is the epicenter of entrepreneurialism and pushing things forward. And I want to say a big thank you to our judges as well, who we'll be introducing to later. A little bit about myself. My name is Nick Broughton. I'm a general manager at Deel. I look after two of our products, ATS and Talent. So my days are spent speaking to talent acquisition managers, recruiters, staffing companies, AA talent marketplaces, you name it. And I've got a bit of a founder story myself. I actually founded a company when I left university. I joined a small recruitment company in London, was staying at home with my parents, realized I could do it myself, started a business, grew that business and sold it 7 years later. So I do have a little bit of empathy for the founder journey and what it takes. And I'm a big believer in entrepreneurialism and people that take risks for the benefit of others. And I think it's such a great place to be in Dubai to celebrate that. In terms of the pitch, what is the pitch? The pitch is a global startup competition that started in March, that's been running for 3 months. This is the final of the regional events. We have 39 companies with us today that will be pitching. I had the chance to meet many of them last night. Actually, I had my first true elevator pitch. I was getting in the hotel lobby. 2 guys were waiting for me. I said, "What floor are you on?" And they went, 31. I said, I need 31. "Are you with the pitch?" He said, "Yes." "What's your pitch?" Gave me the pitch. I won't tell you who it was, but it's very impressive. We'll wait for later. There's been 7 events. We've had 75 winners already that have won $10,000. Sorry, $50,000. Don't let me cut them short. And today we'll be crowning another 10 or so with the chance to win 50,000 safe investments. My advice, don't blow it all at once down on the palm in one of the beach bars, okay? Because it's pretty expensive now. And then we have the regional final, the grand final on Monday in Paris, where we'll have 75 plus this cohort presenting to our final judges with the chance to win up to $10 million prizes. Let's give that a big round of applause. So there's a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake here. And I want to give these finalists a chance to really showcase their businesses. I heard some last night. There's some really, really cool stuff. We have 9 different tranches of pitches, which we'll go through in turn. But before we do that, I would like to introduce a very special guy, the mastermind of the pitch, the executive chairman and chief strategy officer of Deel, a force of nature, and a very, very aggressive and crazy paddle player as well. Philippe, are you around? Can I introduce you to the stage, please? Round of applause for Philippe.
Hello all. I'm not sure paddle is still actual, but it's okay. So I do events. It's also nice. So thank you so much for joining us on this relatively hot day. I hope our startup will make it even more hotter. Right, startups? So thank you so much coming today, for the semi-final of Deel pitch for GCC in the region. 3,500 startups registered. Out of what you're going to see, 39. The best of the best, the cream of the startups of the region. I was with the founder yesterday night, and we have people from everywhere. Even one from Berlin. Berlin, Kuwait, Kenya, Saudi, Dubai, San Francisco, India. So great, you know. Look like Dubai is still a place where we can do things. So very important for us, you know, we did the pitch in 7 regions, and including Israel in Tel Aviv and Dubai by this time of war, you know. That's the time to be resilient, right? And I'm Israeli. I'm French, but I'm also Israeli. And Jewish people, we understand resilience. And here in Dubai, I found my place. Because my friends Emiratis, they also understand resilience. So I live here, and I said, well, this is my place. We're not going to stop doing business. We're not going to stop bringing startup. We're not going to stop building. Here in Dubai, in UAE, my contribution, because I'm a resident, you know, is to bring more and more business, more and more startups, more and more technology. Real estate is not really what it was until a few months ago. Time for startups. And we wanted to invite you to the show. Thanks for the startups that traveled. I know, you know, for people not used to receive rockets like me, you know, or like us, you know, it's not so easy. So congrats, you know, you flew from everywhere to come to Dubai. As you can see, Dubai is, as usual, best place to live in, right? So, and thanks to all of you, all the people living in Dubai, residents, didn't fly out, stay, come, even when it's hot. And that's, you're going to have a real show. I can tell you a few startups here are really great. They're going to do fantastically great. And we see new things coming. You will see, you know, a lot of AI. You will see maybe some healthcare. You will see some food, you know, and that's really great. It's very special for us to organize the pitch. 49,500 something startup try to register, 22,000 register successfully, and there will be globally maybe 80 winners. And next week in Paris, that's what they play. They play the Paris Grand Final next week, Monday. From 5 to 10 of them, they will receive multi-million investment. They are fighting for this. That they came here and they're all waiting to go to Paris. They will go to Paris anyways, you know, but they're here for the big one. So they will receive this $50,000 check from Deel, and this is recognition. But if you hear these numbers, it's unknown, you know. No one ever had an event with 22 startups finished, registered, even YC, where we come from YC, and we owe so much to YC. But that's really great. We did it Deel speed, few months. Next year's going to be huge, for sure. We're going to continue it, extend it. But that's a very important, you know, moment for Deel. We started our journey in February 2019, and we built very, very fast this company to we'll probably be close to $2 billion IRR at the end of the year, something like this, you know, in 6 years, 7 years now. And nothing would have happened without my partners, my co-founders, pitching at YC. And this is all started like this. And then it was a roller, not a coaster. I don't like the hate, you know. So roller, but roller was good. So I hope, you know, we can give back to the startup community. That's what we're doing today, and that's what we will continue today and tomorrow, right? And this is the deal. This is the deal with Deel, you know. That's. So I think it's time for the startup to come. Nick, are you still around? Hey, Nick is back.
We. Before we go into the startup, we've got to say thank you to a few people there.
Yeah,
All
sure.
Sponsors, you want to say a few words?
No, sponsors, I will let you do it.
Okay.
No, that's fine, for sure. Thank you, JP Morgan. JP Morgan, they invented the presented by JP Morgan. We came, we have gold sponsor, platinum sponsors. And they said, no, this is fantastic story. We want to do everything. I said, what do you want? And they said, we want presented by JP Morgan. We will give you a new building in New York, in UK, everywhere. And you know what? They did it. And they've been super active with us. This is also our first partner as a bank, but it was great to see a big machine like this. Wow, we love it. We want to do it. And that was great. So for sure, our partner Citibank as well, and our partner in LATAM, notably Deel, Ribit, which is one of our last fantastic investors, fantastic people. Not sure they are presented today, but really great. Ahmed with Badia is here. Wow. Came. One of our first local investors. And we were very happy of this. Thanks, AWS, Kartik, you're around, right? And all, Airwallex, Oryx, Altair. As you see, lot of startups, sponsors join this effort. It will be much more. So why is it so important for us to have these sponsors, right? Every single of this person, whether will invest in one of the winner, whether is bringing perks to our startup community. And they are going to have crazy perks. Every company that registers will find crazy perks from all these guys. Credits, consulting, tons of different perks that they can get. So thank you, sponsors. It's so important for us to have you with us. And thank you for all the perks and believing in us.
Voilà. C'est parfait. Merci beaucoup.
That's it.
That's it, c'est tout. Okay, next. Can we have a show of hands? Where's the judges today?
The judges.
Okay, all at the front. Well, you have some big decisions to make, because we're not just looking for average, we're looking for the next unicorn. Right? I hear from the previous event that the judges took about half an hour over time. They couldn't make their final decision. Is that true?
It's never easy to make decision because, all these startups are pretty good. Remember, 3,500,
Yeah.
they're 39. But in the judges, we have investors, late stage, early stage, sponsors. We have a nice founder fighting with me. He's telling me, I want to take this money as 110 million. I'm telling you, no, it's not enough. Been fighting 2 days. You hear, startups, you're raising at 110. Maybe 150 if he's listening to me. We have some startup founders. Monsieur Arjun just sold his company, $400 million.
Voilà. Bravo.
I cannot take all of them, right? But you have a fantastic panel here. You have a fantastic VIP panel there. All of them. Celebrities, business people, startup people, founders that sell their company still working. Because you need to do something. But when you are a startup, an entrepreneur in startup, you want to continue, you want to do it. You want to build a new one, build a bigger one. So that's the people.
Okay, well said.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Philippe.
I leave it with the
You can
startups.
join the judges. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping as well. If anyone knows Product Hunt, we urge you to scan the screen. After each pitch, you have the chance to upvote our participants, so that will help their profile online as well. So please, while you have the chance, after each pitch, we'll bring this up, okay? Are we ready for the beginning of the pitch? Yeah? Come. Give these people some support. There's a few nerves. There's a few nerves backstage. I've seen a few people practicing at the back. Our first tranche of startup pitches is in the class of AI dev tools and infrastructure. So we're going to be hearing from the next founders of the infrastructure layer to power the next generation of software. So with that in mind, let's welcome our first company onto the stage. They have 2 minutes, and the clock will tick down, and 2 minutes is all it is. Okay?
Right before ChatGPT was out, I and a few other engineers from DeepMind, Google, and Microsoft, we decided that we would never write API documentation. While they are super important, like any other engineers out there, we just simply hate it. So we created our own language model, and engineers loved it, so did Y Combinator, where we got in. But since then, things have changed. Now, agents are consuming both API documentation and API more than humans. For example, last month at Teneo, we saw 100 million requests just from agents, and that's just us. Next year, it is predicted that agents will make 1,000 times more API calls than humans ever did. But the problem is that this industry is still stuck in 2015. While we are taking care of documentation, when it comes to API governance, it lives in spreadsheets. When it comes to observability, a lot of companies have no idea how agents are using their APIs, and don't even get me started on MCPs. So the most important surface of the software is right now most neglected, and that's where we come in, where we are already serving more than 18,000 companies globally, from London Stock Exchange to Ticketmaster, where they're using us to generate API documentation and developer portal. And because of our expertise and seeing exactly how our clients are suffering, now we are expanding to API design, API governance, and MCP. It was just recently that Sam Altman said that now every company is an API company, whether they want to be or not. And he thinks that almost none of them are ready. And I completely agree with him. This is exactly what we are seeing across industries and across companies. That is why Teneo is going to be the company that powers every AI model, every AI agent, and every AI breakthrough, not by building AI, but building what the AI runs on. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Right now, your accountant must probably do the copy-paste operations from PDF file to a spreadsheet. And it's not an accounting problem, it's a $90 billion problem. This is how much companies are losing globally due to manual financial documents operations. And the funny fact is that only 2 operations can consume up to 60% of the finance team time. It's document collection and data entry. So think of it of like CEO would do the janitor's work. We don't think it's right. So this is why we are building DoDocs. DoDocs is a accounting operating system. And our AI agents will collect, chase and collect documents, will automate everything what accountants do manually right now. And it will prepare period close payrolls draft for the accountants. And fractional accounting teams will benefit from it because they can scale in their customer base without scale in headcount. Teams, finance teams, and companies, they can close period faster without overstays, overpays. This is $90 billion market that grows by 18% annually. Our recent client is outstaffing agency, automated 99% with us during this year. And we have more than 1,000 users on our platform and close to 330,000 in ARR. We get to customers directly through blog posting, webinars, and YouTube ads mostly. My name is Dan. I'm CEO of DoDocs, 6-time founder. I have 2 co-founders who are super technical, and we've been there. We're not building another accounting tool. We're building the operation layer that accounting never had. Thank you so much.
started with one question: can AI reduce downtime in oil wells? We built a physics-based model using first principles without training data for electrical submersible pumps. Today, 5 of the top 10 pump manufacturers use our solution. But at first, it wasn't scalable. We spent 18 months solving why. Unstructured analog data and broken industrial connectivity. And we solved both. The outcome was agentic architecture before AI agents existed. Now we could build a physics model for any asset. We scaled from artificial lift to rotating equipment and to power, and signed $240 million in contracts. But we weren't satisfied, because every deployment had the same 3 problems. AI without domain expertise is just guessing. AI without real-time data is stuck in the past. And AI without engineering data that machines can read is blind. And so we spent the next year looking for the solutions to solve these problems, and found 3 founder teams that solve each one of these problems independently. Data, industrial data, engineering connectivity, and domain expertise, and together create a domain expert engineering platform. Combined with what we do is the entire solution. $56 million in revenue today, scaling to $400 million in 5 years. We're raising $150 million to complete the stack, and IPO at $5 to $15 billion. Critical industries run on technology. Nibble will, or critical industries will run on Nibble, and we're here to get your support to complete the stack. Thank you so much.
Okay. Think of these poor people pitching. We need to give them a bit more power. It's quite intimidating pitching to a room of 200 people, yeah? Let's give them a bit more power at the beginning, at the end. And remember, just a note, these are pre-seed, seed, and Series A companies. So some of these businesses have no revenue. Some of them are doing very, very well. So just bear that in mind, yeah? But let's give them a bit more love. The next cohort will be on enterprise AI and business productivity efficiency. We have 3 companies that will be pitching to us. So listen to what I said when they come on. Give them some love, yeah? Make them feel good.
Hey everyone, my name is Massi Squillace. I'm the CEO founder of Contents. 2/3 of the online content will be AI generated, but who will govern all of this? According to McKinsey, State of AI, only 30% of the enterprise are fully embracing AI. Do you know why? Shadow AI. Because employees using consumer application, data is everywhere. Creating a strong workflow is impossible. This is why we built Contents.com. Contents.com is the orchestrator. We are able to offer the best of breed of any LLM of the market. 200 LLMs and data and knowledge in our platform. Data is protected, and we have native enterprise integration. How does it work? Very simple. Your data, knowledge, our orchestrator, several use cases. Sales, marketing, investor relation, multilingual localization. We have blue chip customers like Sainsbury's in the UK, Dolce & Gabbana in Italy, Domina in Spain, Porsche in Germany, Accenture in the US, 54% compound annual growth rate, best in class in SaaS. And I'm really proud to say 0% enterprise churn. We never lost a customer. For example, in Sainsbury's, we have 30 people every day, even today, logging into Contents for managing AI. So you can understand how strong is the lock-in with them. We are the first ever investment of Qatar Development Bank in Southern Europe, the first ever investment of Thomson Reuters outside US and Canada, and the first ever investment of Spark Labs Korea in Italy. We started from Europe. We opened our new office last month in Doha, in Qatar, and our path is 50 million ARR in 4 years from now. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So let me take you on a journey. Imagine Safia, a business owner in Dubai. She sells products to other businesses, and she waits for the payment for 60 to 90 days. And that's if she's lucky. The 60% of payments gets delayed on average, and 11% never gets paid. It's just bad debts. Safia has to focus on collections, but not the growth. That's where Comfy comes in. We solve all those issues at once. We upfront the payment to Safia on day one, and then her buyers can pay us over 90 days in installments. So Safia can focus on growth. What makes this possible, the secret sauce, is that we are AI-powered, underwriting engine, proprietary. With every transaction, we get smarter every day. And it's embedded into the payment flow within the digital platforms. The business model is very simple. We charge a fixed fee on every transaction from the supplier or the buyers. In last 12 months only, we have deployed over $100 million into businesses. And we have made a revenue of $5 million out of that. The market we're targeting and the market we are operating are 2 countries, and the size is $286 billion. In the next 3 to 5 years, we're targeting $5 billion of that market. My name is Sanjar. I'm CEO and co-founder of Comfy. And my team, our founding team, has been previously exited to Amazon, has a vast experience, 17 years of risk management experience. B2B trade.
Hi. The reason why we have SAP, Salesforce, and 1,800 other paying clients is simply because we understand the theory of constraints better than others. And this is one of the most important things today in the world of AI. One of our recent users, Patrick McAvoy, we didn't provide him only with 7,500 new visitors, but also with a pipeline of $100,000, all within 5 days. So Pressmaster AI is the orchestration layer for the human voice that gets smarter with every interaction across every channel and data logged in that can't be taken away by the big AI LLM companies. So one of the most important things is that at the heart of it is our twin. Digital twin. So it actually maps how every user is thinking and how every user is writing. We do this through semantics and syntax. So semantics, which words you assign meaning to, and syntax basically decides how you articulate thought structures into sentences. And the rest of it takes care about the distribution and the deployment on every channel. So this is how we do it, because social media has to be more than just likes and followers. I think we can all agree on that, right? So this is what Pressmaster provides. And we provide deals, applications, paying customers in the end, and employees. So if Deel wants more great deals, then you might want to try Pressmaster AI. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pressmaster, Comfy, and Conversational AI. Very useful. Next tranche is something I find particularly interesting. It's the development of conversational AI, right? The ability to interact with a bot that can speak back to you. Very big applications in customer service and sales and whatnot. Big advancements in the last few months. Sometimes I can't tell the difference between a bot and a real person. It's got that good already. So we have 4 companies today that will be pitching their models and their work in the space, and let's bring them on now.
if you had to run a construction tender in Germany today, your software would most likely look like this, like a Windows desktop app from the 90s. This is a 350 million euro software market with 9 incumbents and barely any AI shipped. Additionally, it sits within the giant German construction industry, which on top of it, it's one of the industries with the lowest AI adoption rate. Clava is going to change this. We help companies in the construction industry through the whole tendering process, from reviewing the bill of quantities, through comparing the different contractor bids, all the way to tracking change orders. But the biggest pain within the whole process are the so-called contract amendments. So let me explain to you. Imagine you're a developer. You hire a general contractor to build a building. And then the general contractor, after construction starts, tells you, hey, this part of the tunnel or this part of the wall that wasn't actually included in the initial scope. We're going to charge you 300K more. So the scale of this problem is massive. According to McKinsey, 98% of large projects run over budget. But the costs are not only monetary, because a construction project can end up having legal fees that amount to a very large extent. But AI can help us solve this, because it can cross-check all of these legal documents against construction law and technical standards. And it can help flag inconsistencies between a line on page 3 and a line on page 300. So I'm Julian. I've spent the last 2 years working for one of Germany's largest solar panel installers, and I've been building data pipelines and AI agents for it. And for the last 3 weeks, I've built the MVP, had 10 discovery conversations, and I'm already in active conversation with some of Germany's largest state-owned companies. So the market is huge, the traction is there. Thank you very much.
Imagine walking into this museum and seeing this signage on the right-hand side. How long would it take you to read that? About a minute? Well, it's showing that people only read for 9 seconds. That's just enough time to read the first 3 lines. This form of content does not engage visitors well. But fear not, the museum sector has come up with a super innovative solution to this problem. The audio guide. I'm sure you've had the painful experience of using this before. Unfortunately, museums everywhere are still using these here. You know, it's all that they've had for the last 50 years until now. At Tell Me, we're developing an AI-powered web app that works in your smartphone browser, so you don't need to download anything. It uses computer vision to recognize exactly what you're looking at, and then shows short-form content about it, and then you're able to ask any question you want in any language that you want. We launched just a couple of months ago and already have over 10,000 users. During trials, 89% of our users used it for, throughout the whole time in the museum, and they rated it 9.2 out of 10. We sell directly to the museums. We are live at a few museums already, and one of them is paying us 125K in annualized revenue. We have 20+ sites in the pipeline, and a fundraise close to $1 million. Beyond museums, though, we collaborated with Merlin Entertainments. We've ran a pilot at Madame Tussauds. We've investigated how it would work at their sea life aquariums, at their London Eye. So if you go up to Burj Khalifa after this, just imagine being able to point your phone at anything and asking, how tall is that building? Or where does the Dubai royal family live? Our tech will do that so well. We believe soon people will be talking naturally with the world around them. Museums are only the beginning. Thank you.
AI isn't coming because it's already here. Every profession and every industry is being transformed. But what about the F&B industry? The F&B industry has practically unlimited use cases for AI, and TapSense is driving the change. Conventional point-of-sale solutions focus on a simple value proposition, which is they provide you with reports, sales reports, inventory reports, cost reports. At TapSense, we focus on what's really important, which is driving higher revenues and lower costs. And we do that by implementing more than 10 AI agents and more is to come. To give you a couple of examples, our cross-selling recommendation agent whispers to the cashier on what to cross-sell to each individual customer based on their specific preferences. It targets a 7% uplift in revenue, which translates to a 40% increase in profit. Now that's significant. With the cross-selling recommendation agent, every cashier is your best cashier. Our WhatsApp agent ensures that even the most basic users are able to use our most advanced features. It tells you when your inventory levels are going low. It even tells you if your cashier is committing fraud, for example, and much more. Our behavioral analysis agent taps into your in-store cameras to ensure that each product and each order is being prepared correctly. It ensures you're operating at the highest level of standards. We started almost a year and a half ago. We're currently at $2 million ARR. During the last year, we grew by more than 300%, and our growth is only accelerating. We operate at a gross margin of 88%, and more than 70% of our customers are utilizing our AI agents. We're present in more than 2,500 locations, and more is to come. Thank you.
We are Arusto, an AI creation and governance layer for enterprise learning in regulated industries. Our CEO has spent over a decade creating corporate academies at companies like McKinsey, UAE government, and so on. Our CTO is a machine learning scientist who has created AI infrastructure at companies like Vaniver Labs, Landis, both unicorns. Organizations today are under real pressure to create compliant content for many people. People are creating content like never before. BU heads, managers, and everyone else is creating content, and not everything is in text format because no one likes to read anymore. It's mostly video. Only 12% of this content actually deliver results, and in compliant industries like healthcare and finance, it's not just quality issue, but compliance risk. And the process these companies follow are like really painful. It includes multiple teams, external consultants, and 6 to 12 weeks and tens and thousands of dollars to create a piece of content. That's why we created Arusto, an end-to-end agentic layer where organizations can dump unstructured information, define target audience and compliance requirement. Arusto runs this single workflow, which includes instructional design, multimodal content, which includes kinetic animations, masterclass style editing, compliance embedding, all the way to LMS exports, that too in minutes, 30% faster and 90% cheaper. Organizations follow this because we replace the entire workflow, not just a part of it. Companies pay us for creation, updation, and validation of content, plus a platform fee for what's under management. That's around 300,000 ACV dollars per customer. We are building this for two main segments. The first segment is regulated enterprise learning, where faster compliant content means more revenue. And second is enterprise teams in regulated industries like healthcare and finance. Total, it's a $40 market. Over the last year, we have onboarded companies like Harvard Business Publishing, Government of India, and top US healthcare providers. We are currently at 1 million ARR, growing 40% month on month, all the way to 4 million by the end of this year. Customers stay because we replace the fragmented process of end-to-end custom creation, and that's what helps. The system learns over time. It learns by the edits that the
It's tough. Super tough with the countdown clock. It reminds me of a countdown in the UK. Okay, we're making good progress, right? We're on to the fourth tranche. Actually, there was a few pitches there that marry quite well with our next section, which is sales, marketing, and revenue intelligence. So think cold outreach, pipeline management, and whatnot. So we have 4 companies that are about to pitch to us, and we'll keep the momentum going. Let's give them a round of applause when they come on.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brandon, the CEO and co-founder here at Cold Start. Cold Start is a platform that places companies every way that their customers are searching. So think Chat, GPT, Reddit, Perplexity, whatever it might be, we make sure that they show up. We do this a bit differently than other GEO-based companies, and we've been doing it for a little bit longer. So what we do is we create large amounts of content through data predictions. So we look at the AI visibility, the LLMs, where things are ranking, and then we actually create that content at scale. Think like 50,000 pages in just a few minutes. We've already had significant traction already. Our first year in business, we did $1 million in contracts. We're now on pace to do $5 million by the end of the summer and $10 million in the next year. With that said, we bootstrapped all of it until this past week where we did our first close in our round. We've been working with enterprise partnerships so far, so we've been very proud to work with Plug and Play specifically. My chief growth officer is actually at Plug and Play in Sunnyvale today, and we're expanding to more of their healthcare companies right now that are looking to take over more market share or move their ranks in, like, say, number 5 to number 1. We also are becoming preferred partners with KPMG, SAP, Shopify, and some others. Based on this, we built this platform for ourselves. So we built this for a dating app years ago, and, well, by years, 3 years. And if you look at the charts, you can see that we've been able to sustain and grow that, and that company is successful, and I'm a very happy founder in the middle of an acquisition with that. So with that said, we're expanding. We're closing our round at the moment. Like I said, $500,000 committed. We're raising $1 million this round, and happy to share more. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Marley. Every legal deal has two sides. Every legal tech tool is built for one of them. The other side gets a guest link, if anything at all. That's why deals still run on email chains in 2026. On DealSync, both sides are first class. Licensor, licensee, in-house counsel, external counsel. Each with their own deal history, their own playbook. They collaborate on the same workspace with the same audit trail, not a guest, a peer. SenseCheck is our AI contract reviewer. Maybe go on the right side. There you go. SenseCheck is our AI contract reviewer. It's not just Claude with a coat of paint. Every firm builds a playbook. Their templates, their signed deals, the clauses they've negotiated. Before SenseCheck reviews the draft, it searches that playbook using a system trained specifically on legal language. It matches by meaning and wording, then hands the AI the evidence. So when it flags an issue, it's quoting the firm itself, not a textbook. Every textbook makes that playbook bigger and the moat deeper. DealSync is launching with IP licensing within the $79 billion European brand licensing market. It's not theoretical. Our first design partner is one of Europe's largest brand licensees. IP licensing is just a wedge. Property transactions have two sides. Venture capital deals have two sides. Every deal does. All the same engine, the same data model. I'm raising to scale that across UK and Europe, proving the IP licensing model. Then horizontal across every practice area. The first vertical proves the model, the funding scales it. Ideally, we're just looking to take siloed workspaces out of contract negotiation and bring collaboration back. Thank you very much. I'm Mark Marley.
Optimize Geo. Me and my co-founder Kirtika worked at Meta for almost a decade, and we have an incredible team in this space we are building in. So what are we building? An autonomous growth platform for AI search era. A lot of brands have spent a lot of energy, effort, money on SEO. What we are solving is GEO for them. And what we go and do is not only GEO is the entry point, but based on data, we deploy autonomous agents so that the agents can then take action on behalf of the brands. So GEO is a really entry wedge, and then agents take over. And based on the data, we are now kind of entering into commerce. These are some of our clients: P&G, L'Oreal, WPP, Geos. We work with global clients across the world. While this may sound like a very crowded space, why we are winning in bake-off is because of our patented research technology. The game is really on action and recommendation. We have very superior quality recommendations which we give, and then our agents go and action that on behalf of clients, and that is the data moat we bring in. So a lot of agents kind of help really lean marketing teams and agencies not to do any manual work and really like take over autonomously and then win their AI race or LLM race. The proof is really in the pudding. We have shown wins for our clients, whether it be attributable traffic, revenue growth, or even deeper consumer insights, and even managing sentiment for the clients. And the clients love us because we save a lot of cost for the clients. So what is our flywheel? We typically kind of focus on Fortune 1000 companies. We start with one pilot with one market, and then our ACV like really kicks off with many markets, many brands for a global client. So our ability to serve global clients is
Hi, I'm Nastasia, Head of Partnerships at Deel, AI marketing platform that lets any business run performance marketing the way the world's top brands do. Today, Deel powers 100,000 paid customers, being the fastest growing company in our category, growing 6 times year over year, with 60 million in annual recurring revenue. That shows how deep the problem runs. For decades, effective performance marketing has been the privilege of scale, reserved for companies that can afford big creative teams. Everyone else burns the budget guessing. AI was supposed to fix that, but most AI tools just generate more content faster. They don't tell you what actually works. That's why we built Deel, creative intelligence layer that runs the full performance marketing cycle inside one platform: create, launch, and scale. Deel analyzes your brand and generates ready-to-launch creatives built on proven marketing frameworks, hooks, offers, messaging, and including the top UGC videos. Okay, so Deel is an amazing team. Our founders bring together deep technical expertise and creative marketing. Alina, Dima, and Yaroslav, they spent 8 years running an agency where they've built effective performance marketing for thousands of businesses. Behind Deel, there is a top-performing team that previously built the companies with 500 million in ARR. Now we are finalizing our seed round to scale the company to 150 million in ARR by the end of the year. Thank you very much. We are bringing in our investors and partners now. Let's connect.
Thank you, Deel AI. Okay, this is the final block before we're going to have a 20-minute break, so give your full attention. The next cohort is fintech and financial services. So we're going to be meeting the next founders of the businesses that make financial services more accessible, more sustainable, and more widespread. After this, we'll have a 20-minute break. And please don't forget, we do have the product hunt, right? So if something catches your fancy, don't forget to give them an upvote, okay? Let's move on to financial services.
Imagine being a farmer without having access to insurance for your crop. Or maybe you got, but it's too much expensive. One storm and your harvest gone. But think also the other side. You are the insurance guy and you must price and collocate on the market a product based only on satellite data. Data that are from the ground. You have no crop information, no quality information, nothing. That's why still today, 50% of the crop market is uninsured. And this is the reason why we built PowerHub XM. PowerHub XM is an insurance infrastructure company. We got a huge network of ground weather stations that allow us to give hyperlocal information for the ground and transform this information in policies that are customized and accessible to farmers. Plus, our platform allows farmers to have real-time information, not only on the weather, but also on the policies. How it works? Simple, insurance company put the capital to cover the risk. We structure the product and we go to the brokers that they got a huge portfolio of farmers. We talk with them to understand what is the need of the farmer and we go directly with them on the market. We started 4 months ago and we already got in the pipeline very interesting name in the insurance ecosystem in international level. The team is based by a mix of weather expertise and insurance expertise. And we already got an insurance global license to take advantage, of course, to the insurance in the international market. We bootstrapped so far and we are now in our raising seed. This was ParaHub XM. Thank you.
Most restaurants don't fail because their food is bad. They fail because they can get two things: cash to grow their business and new diners. Whenever a restaurant needs cash to open a new branch or to do some renovation, all the options that are available to them are not good. They bring an investor in, they get diluted. They go to a bank, they get a refusal. They go to a cash advance, it costs them a fortune. On the other side, restaurants do not know how to use today's technology to attract new diners. That's not their expertise. We built Mezza to solve these two problems. We give upfront capital to restaurants, which is debt-free and equity-free, in exchange of food and beverage credit. We then sell this credit to high LTV diner that will spend and visit the restaurant. Concretely, how does it work? Let's assume a restaurant makes $2 million a year. We give them $100,000 cash upfront. In exchange, we receive $200,000 in credit. We then sell this credit for $150,000. So consumer pay $150 and eat for $200. Mezza is making 50 cents on every dollar it gives. And restaurants get capital now, new customer tomorrow, and it's highly profitable for them because their food cost is 25%. We just launched a pilot in Dubai with premium brands, very successful so far, where our GMV is at $35,000 monthly, growing at 40% months on months. 72% of the capital that we disbursed has already been collected in 3 months. One of our advantage is my team and I are second-time founders in this industry. We sold our previous company, Como, to Global Payment. Como was a marketing and customer engagement solution. We know this business very well. It's just a different business model that allows us to make 30 times more revenue per restaurant. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Humphrey from Cape Town, South Africa. I'm the CEO of MyStocks, and we are building the infrastructure layer for capital markets that will unlock a $100 billion opportunity. Africa has 1.2 billion population. Less than 80 million are investing in stocks. Over 1.4 billion is traded every day, but our stock markets are fragmented and not communicating with each other. MyStocks is the first multi-asset cross-border investing platform where we support USDT, all trades are supported via USDT, and we also offer enterprise execution. We support 8 stock markets, over 900 stocks, and we now have 1 enterprise customer. We are compounding very fast. We already have a $70 million LOI locked in. We are in 22 countries, and our revenue is growing by 50% every month. With our business model, we charge commissions on trades, a subscription fee, an FX fee, and a percentage on assets under management. We are operators in the capital markets. I, being an ex-stockbroker, moved into quantitative trading. We have a team from, our partner, Scanlon, is from Morgan Stanley, handling our B2B sales. We are raising $1 million to scale our AUM to 50 million and also enable us to tokenize African stocks and also launch agentic trading. The $50,000 will allow us to expand our engineering team. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
John Sakala, CEO of ChatCash. Africa's AI moment isn't happening in research labs, it's happening on WhatsApp. In Africa, commerce is conversational. Customers build trust through chat before they buy. But the moment they're ready to pay, systems break down, creating a $120 billion friction gap. 44 million African SMEs conduct 90% of their sales on messaging apps, yet payments and inventory remain completely disconnected. We lived this problem. By manually running a business in Harare for 6 months, we learned that when a customer asks, do you have stock? And you spend 3 hours to check a paper ledger, the sale is lost. So we built a 6-minute storefront to solve this problem that we have in merchants in Africa. The merchant simply asks, build me a storefront, and our vibe coding engine generates instantly a storefront and an AI sales agent which negotiates and settles payments 24/7 on WhatsApp. Our moat, Silicon Valley AI, crashes on phones, on $50 phones, but our server-side AI works flawlessly on even 2G devices. This is not a concept. We bootstrapped to $1.5 million in annual recurring revenue without a single dollar in external capital. We have 5,000 merchants, 85% retention, and
Hello. Thank you all for coming. Nice to meet you all. I'm very humbled to get this opportunity to be here. My name is Barun. I'm the founder of Green5. We help banks and businesses to automate their environmental, social, and governance compliance across their transactions, portfolio, suppliers, and their operations. Imagine when you go to a bank for a commercial loan, you give your KYC, your bank statement, your business plan. They run a series of risk assessment on you, such as your potential exposure to anti-money laundering, fraud, CFT, credit. Now they do environmental, social governance metrics. We help automate that. When Nike designs the t-shirts that I'm wearing, they float an RFP. It gets picked up by customers, suppliers in Egypt, in Jordan, China, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, etc. We help Nike to automate the entire ESG compliance on their suppliers. We are a 6-member team. We are hitting $1 million in revenue now. We raised $2 million in funding last December from a couple of prominent angel investors in Singapore, Middle East, and also one of the world's leading climate tech VC. We help banks to increase the origination of sustainable financing by automating the due diligence, risk assessment, reporting, and monitoring. That's what we do. Let's all help each other to bring in more sustainable capital, to help our SMEs and corporates to transition to more sustainable operations. Thank you so much.
What is up, everyone? Woo! Let's go! Let's go, everybody!
Hi, everyone.
Let's
I'm
go.
Zain, and this is Seth, my brother. We're
How's
the
it
co-founders
going?
of Chem. So Chem means how much in Arabic. We're basically a stablecoin neobank where you can send money to anyone in your contacts, even if they don't have the app. We have off-ramps to UPI in India, Gcash, and we've got the first stablecoin issuance license in Bahrain. So banking in the Gulf is incredibly inefficient. There's plenty of problems. Sending money internally, sending money abroad. It's expensive, it's slow. And there's a lot of improvements that we could make.
Yeah, so we have the first crypto credit card in the entire Middle East, and it is Sharia compliant as well. You can spend your stable coins anywhere in the world, but we got a minute left, so we're gonna jump to the next slide. We have the largest crypto investor in the world, USDT. We're their first investment in the Middle East and their only investment in the Middle East. So that's what we stand on. And of course, we're raising $3 million. Tether led our seed round, and they took the whole round, and now they've given us $1.6 million, and we're looking for the remaining amount to fill the $3 million to spread the adoption of USDT in the Middle East and composability of money so that, there's a lot of people, you see them standing at cash tills, they don't have access to financial services, banks are quite bureaucratic, a lot of documents, all that stuff. It's incredibly difficult. And you know what, in the spirit of marketing, we always have something going on, so I'm a live streamer as well. We got my guy George right here. Shabab, send your username for the commentat with the Z dinarain. For those who don't understand Arabic, everyone who puts their Chem username in the comment section is getting 2 KD. All right, guys? And all of you guys, that applies to you as well. And we'll send some people 100 KD as well, in the spirit of that. Woo! Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good one.
Hello. I would like you to remember one thing today. Every time you move money from one country to another, there is a hidden tax you didn't know about. Me and my co-founder worked a number of years in a large remittance company called WorldRemit, scaling from 0 to 6 billion. And we understand the importance of remittances. Here in Dubai, we have the second largest hub in the world. There are 2.7 trillion remittances that is moving from one country to another. And the scandal is that the cost of actually sending this money from one country to another is still tremendously giant. Here at Volume, we leave the problem and we decided to rebuild completely the payment infrastructure powering global remittances. The current network is slow, expensive, and unsecure. We rebuilt it from the ground up using real-time account-to-account, stablecoin for an easy conversion, and we move money from any country in the world to any country in the world. We already proven with the number of clients transferring cost in matter of seconds. And here you can see a number of remittances that are already part of the network. Last year, we went from 143 million processed to 588 million processed in 1 year, and we processed 3 million transactions. We never lost a customer since we started the business. And now, obviously, we're going to continue adding countries, entering the Emirates as a sending country, adding India and other receiving countries across the world. We're raising 12 million to reach 12 billion in TPV, and we're looking for someone that is with us in the highs and the lows of building this business.
What's the difference between a successful company and a not successful one? The ability to take the right decision and to execute them. Now, to take the right decision, you need to have the right information. You want to make the right investment on the right talents, the right product, and the right clients. So, 30 to 50% of total costs are often misallocated within a company. At Blueberries, we give you profitability by client, profitability by product, and profitability by employee in real time. How we do that? We collect data from all the different software in the company. And now that's the interesting part. We also collect data from communication channels, emails, chat, meeting transcript, phone call transcript, calendar, so we can map the productivity of each of your employees to a product or a client in real time. Now let's give an example of that. We have the first client of the company. He signed it, Advanced Retail. He increased his EBITDA 200%. I come from a background when I was running the cost allocation for an entire bank in New York. We have the best engineers who graduated from the top engineering school in the world. What's the TAM? 110 billion with a 14% CAGR. Do we have traction? Oh yeah. We have signed multi-billion valuation company, including Slash over there. We generate 360K of ARR and we are growing 300% month-over-month growth, which is the highest rate of the entire competition. We are going to do 1.5 million by the end of 2026. And now is the TikTok. And since no one is really listening for that part, I will just relax and enjoy your surprise from Blueberries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is a great name, Blueberries. My favorite name of the show so far. So we have a break coming up now, okay? We want you back at 4:05, okay? Before we do, I need a picture for the Deel Instagram and LinkedIn, okay? Right? Selfie coming. I want everyone to put their hands up. Can we do it? Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. There we go. Okay, see you back at 4:05, yeah? Enjoy the break. very buoyant sector in the Middle East, in the Gulf in particular. Okay, it's been a bit of an interesting couple of months here, but like any good startup, this region will bounce back 10 times harder. We have some founders in the space. Think things like smart construction, relocation, hotel room optimization. They're going to take us through some of these startups. So welcome onto the stage our next cohort. Let's keep the pace. Clap. Everybody.
Hi, I'm Mohammed. I'm the founder and CEO of SmartBricks, and we're building the intelligence layer for global real estate investing. $12 million. SmartBricks is already generating $12 million in annualized run rate and has become one of the fastest growing prop techs of all time. And we don't just grow fast, we grow incredibly efficiently. We have 5x revenue over the last year. We grow 20% month over month, and with over 80% gross margins. Real estate is the largest asset class in the world, yet despite that, it's one of the lowest returning asset classes in the world. We're building proprietary AI models to completely flip that narrative on its head. SmartBricks is a full-stack AI-native investment engine helping global investors outperform real estate markets. And our models are already outperforming all industry benchmarks. And for our customers, that means global outperformance, where we've helped our customers up to 3x market average returns across global real estate markets. And our team is our differentiator. We've invested billions into real estate at the likes of Blackstone. We've scaled multiple prop techs to unicorn status, and we've been both professors and PhDs in exactly this topic, applied AI for real estate. We're SmartBricks. We're backed by some of the very best investors in the world, from Andreessen Horowitz to Harvard Business School to angels from the likes of OpenAI and Anthropic. We're reimagining how the world invests into real estate brick by brick. Come speak to us to learn more. Thank you.
Meet Adam, hedge fund manager. He travels globally for work, and he stays a minimum of 3 months on every trip. He calls and messages hotels directly, but they're very unresponsive. Adam struggles to book longer stays online. Booking.com limits the number of nights he can book, and Airbnb is very inconsistent. Adam ends up paying expensive daily rates in hotels or settling for lower quality options. Meet Estee, the first AI-native platform with a focus on extended stays only from 1 month to 1 year. Let me show you how it works. Hotels and holiday homes across the world sign with us, and we support them with more longer stay guests. It's in their interest. It's 50% lower operational costs. So they love us, and Adam loves us too when he visits our website. He has all the options at his fingertips. Search, compare, book online, all at great rates. So when Adam checks out, everybody wins. Commission is paid, discounts, and there's 20% minimum profit in it for the hotels for accommodation they would not otherwise profit from. In the UAE alone, there's 40,000 digital nomads or business travelers that will stay for a minimum of 30 nights. And if they spend $150 a night, that equates to an opportunity monthly of $200 million US. It's more than that in KSA, and globally it's huge. Estee stands alone in the mid and long-term sector and with a high-tech focus. I'm Mark, COO. Nimit, our co-founder, helped build Kareem Quick, and Osama has raised $200 million in his career with 3 successful exits. We have a pending patent. We have 1,000 holiday homes, 450 hotels, and 3 regional agreements. And we're raising
We're sorry. All of our representatives are still assisting other customers. Please remain on the line as we value your call.
60,000 guest interactions happen every month inside a single hotel, and 30% of them end up just like this. That's $100,000 worth of revenue loss for every hotel every year, disappearing into this 2003 music. That was also the case for a 5-star resort in Fujairah. 1,800 calls a day, 24% missed, revenue loss of $4,000 a month. After Bellboy, same number of calls, 0 missed, $2,500 of incremental revenue in less than 30 days. They're not the only ones. In the last 6 months, we have signed 9 hotel groups, resulting in an ARR of close to $500,000 with 125 plus hotels already in the pipeline. Missed calls is just one part of the problem. There's also operational issues and front desk overload. To solve for this, we have created specialized AI employees for each of the sections. We have a reservations agent, concierge agent, and operations agent to solve for all of this. We are building one AI layer to handle all guest communications, 24/7, 60 plus languages to drive revenue for the hotels. And this is just the beginning. In the future, Bellboy will own the entire revenue chain. We charge on an average $25,000 to $30,000 every year, and we're going after a massive market. My name is Bhuvan Batra. I'm a second-time founder, and I have Fahim, who earlier worked at Kareem, and Harsh, who's also a second-time founder. We have raised $500,000 from some key investors in the region, and now we're raising $2 million as a part of a seed round. We are also backed by Deloitte, Taqaddum, MBRIF, NVIDIA, and Microsoft. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Svat, and I want to present Veruna. We started 10 years ago when we created one of the largest entertainment group in the Europe, and this group is owning a couple of IPs, and these IPs is a couple of the festivals. And one of the festivals is top 3 globally. We have 2 editions. One edition is in the Transylvania, and one edition is here in the Dubai. Like, to understand the size, it's over 420,000 people just in 4 days. And when you're running such big events or venues, you need to work with more suppliers. One supplier is for the payments inside of venues, one supplier is for the ticketing, another for the access and also data and data predictions. And it's quite lag, and it's very hard to work with them like organizers. Also, you're losing a lot of cash, and it's lack of user experience. That's why we created the Runa. Runa is white label financial and operational infrastructure that is serving live entertainment. That meaning we are serving conferences, festivals, aqua parks, theme parks, and also sport events. We already live 3 years. We are profitable. We are running over 165 events globally and in some venues. Also, we have over 2 million users. And officially, we are infrastructure of the government of Dubai, more exactly of DIT, Department of Economy and Tourism. We are making the money from the subscription, from the white label, from the fees payment, and also we are launching in this summer yield producing fund that it will be financial products for the producers, organizers to create their events and also venues. We are a dream team of 9 people. We are working together over 10 years. We created such cool products until now. We are proud that we closed the seed round last year, and soon we are opening the Series A. Thank you.
Hi everyone, let's imagine a burst pipe happened in your kitchen. What you do? You grab a phone, you search on Google, you call different technicians. You wait on hold, you leave voicemails, nobody picks up until Monday. That's what homeowners suffer today. A 400 billion industry running on phone calls and prayers. We've built the solution. One app, one tap, and a verified technician will be at your property within 30 minutes. I'm Zamir Palushi, founder of Best Technicians. We've been operating for 6 years across 3 countries, UK, Canada, and Spain. So far, we've completed more than 100,000 jobs with 10,000 technicians across 10 services. And so far, we have generating more than 2.5 million in revenues last year. We are completely bootstrapped and profitable. Our competitors are search directories built for browsing. We did something different. The emergency app for your home. One tap and our AI matches with the right technician in seconds. AI scales, technicians deliver, best technicians combines both. We're raising 5 million for 20 million pre-money valuation for 3 main reasons. Number 1, European expansion. Italy, France, and Germany to be conquered next. Number 2, launching B2B partnerships with property managers and insurance company. Number 3, building subscription models for customers that don't need to panic anymore. Every other category went on demand. Transportation, food delivery, hospitality. Home emergency is next. We are already there. Best technicians, the panic button for home emergency. Thank you.
Okay, really interesting pitches. So we're going to move on to our 7th block, health tech wellness, which is super interesting. Everyone loves wellness in Dubai, okay? And for me personally, with the onset of price falling on intelligence and LLMs and these models working together, I think this could be one of the most transformational spaces in terms of a range of factors. Mental health, wellness, medicines, drugs, all these things can be created over the next 2, 3, 4 years, which can have dramatic positive impacts on so many people. A lot of people talk about the negative aspects of AI, but I'd say this is probably the most important and positive aspects that come off this AI revolution. And I can imagine a plethora of use cases, so I'm really interested to meet the other founders who are going to tell us about some of their products now. Please welcome to the stage. Thank you.
Imagine an illness that strikes without warning, that causes excruciating pain for several days out of the year, every year for life. That's sickle cell disease. It's one of the most common genetic diseases on Earth. 7 million patients have it worldwide. 500,000 children are born with it every year. And without any treatment, about 90% of those children will die by age 9. And most importantly, it's highly prevalent here in the Emirates and in the greater GCC. We know how to cure sickle cell disease. We need to raise a protein called HbF to 30% in our blood. But the problem is how we get there with current technologies. We use CRISPR-based gene editing, and this costs millions of dollars per patient, is extremely complex to administer, and it's toxic. It can cause infertility and potentially cancer, and these are trade-offs no patient should make. So we asked a different question. What if we can push HbF beyond 30% in a pill? This pill would be once daily, cheap to make, accessible everywhere, and most importantly, safer than gene therapies. And most importantly, this single pill would be worth $7 billion globally and $2 billion just here in the GCC. That's what we're doing here at Harmonic Discovery. We're developing a small molecule drug using our platform, Convergence, to find and deliver a drug that can be potentially 2 times better than gene therapies, but in a once daily oral pill. And we're doing it right here in the Emirates, where we're 3 times faster to the clinic, half the cost of clinical trials to the US, and we'd be the first developed drug in sickle cell disease. We're built by leading biotech operators and leading investors around the world, and our vision is to deliver better drugs to the rest of the world. My name is Reyes Rahman, CEO of Harmonic Discovery.
Pharma spends over $80 billion to test whether their drugs work or not. And half of that money goes into one single thing, giving patients sugar pill. Yes, you heard that right. Meet Sarah. She's a chief medical officer at a US-based biotech, and she just spent $25 million in 18 months to get her drug through a trial. And half of that money went to the placebo group which got nothing, just to test her drug against nothing.
At Sapien Labs, we replace that placebo group with software. We take millions of hospital notes, EHR, patient records, and using AI, turn that into a digital version of what that group might have looked like. The biotechs and pharma would now be able to run their drugs with data at 1/10 the cost and half the time, with the same statistical output.
And FDA loves this. Regulators just introduced FDA Modernization Act 2022 to just specifically enable this. We have figured out that everybody has cracked it for some vertical, but nobody has cracked it for the hardest vertical yet, psychiatry. But we have. In just 5 months, we have a US-based medtech company as a customer, a big pharma engagement in India, and 2 biotech pilots across Europe in UK and Switzerland. We sit on top of 550,000 patient nodes, one of the largest data set of psychiatry in history. We are backed by Lightspeed, entrepreneur first and transposed, and being global since day one. I am Shashank, a biotech researcher from IIT Delhi.
I'm Akash, an AI researcher.
And we believe that clinical trial is a $200 billion industry about to become a software industry, and Sapien Labs will
This project should never be on sale, right? Well, let me tell you a secret. Every year in the GCC, luxury brands are sitting on $3 billion of excess inventory. And they are forced to choose between destroying their image or damaging the value of the goods with massive discount. And in the same time, consumers are becoming smarter and they are becoming more price sensitive. So while the market has built already in every major region an off-price leader, the GCC still have no infrastructure to solve this problem. So we built Hushday, the first premium private sales platform in the Middle East. We help luxury brands to manage and monetize their excess inventory through private sales and staff sales, online and offline. Our model is 100% consignment-based, so zero inventory risk for us and immediate cash-in for the brands. And it's already happening. We launched 6 months ago and generated $1.6 million of revenue, engaged a community of 30,000 members, and partner with more than 100 brands and distributors across the region. Behind Hushday, there is a complementary team with growth, expertise, e-commerce, operation, and scalable technology. So Europe had VP, China had VIP shop, GCC is next. Every 2 minutes, while I'm talking, luxury brands are losing millions of dollars of excess inventory. And we're building the structure to capture it. Thank you.
My name is Katrina. I'm the co-founder and CEO of MediJobs, the first AI platform that helps hospitals hire international health professionals with ease. The global healthcare system is in crisis. We face a shortage of 11 million health professionals by 2030 because people live longer, have more chronic disease, all while the health professionals are retiring at alarming rates. I experienced this problem firsthand, running the leading dental group of Romania with 150 staff. In healthcare, 90% employment means finding qualified staff is nearly impossible because no one is looking for jobs. We build the fix. MediJobs flips this entire model. Employers apply to candidates, not the other way around. Our AI, trained on 1.5 million real hiring events, is matching silent job seekers to the right opportunities around the world before they even start looking. What used to take a full recruiting team is now completely autonomous, 5 times faster, 3 times cheaper, and specifically for the healthcare industry. Our clients love our product, and they love our business model, and we have the numbers to prove it. More than 800 paying customers with a 70% retention rate. What's even better is that we build this sustainable from the beginning. With a CAC of only $1.9 and an average commission per hire of $8,000, our unit economics returns a 200x return on investment per hire. And that's how we scale sustainably to $100K per month revenue profitably, and we became the biggest digital community for health professionals from Eastern Europe with over 100,000 active users. We operate in a $45 billion recession-proof market that's projected to nearly double in size by 2035. Our secret weapon, the founding team. My co-founder, George, who is also my brother, runs ops, while I focus on building the product I wish I had. We're fixing one of the most challenging problems almost any country is facing today, and we're already successful at doing that. Now, we're ready to scale this globally.
Hello everyone, my name is Philip. I'm the founder of Oumua, O-U-M-U-A. I'm probably the only hardware founder that's going to be today in front of you, so you have to bear with me while I juggle a little with, all that. It's a hardware device, connected hardware device, looks like that. 2 airflows for inhalation and exhalation, and 6 resistance levels, each one more difficult than the previous one. So, Oumua conditions your breathing muscles, making them strong. You have these breathing muscles. Do you know the diaphragm, the intercostals, the extracostals? There are a lot of them. And while you're training them, you're making them stronger, faster, more efficient, just like any other muscle group. Well, why would you want to condition your breathing muscles? Well, there's actually a slight 480 billion per year problem with respiratory conditions that take away from the global economy. US alone spends 200 billions to mitigate the consequences of those chronic respiratory conditions like asthma, COPD, chronic bronchitis, and such. And Oumua increases the lung capacity, the endurance, and the VO2 max, the holy grail of all marathon runners. It improves health, well-being, and athletic performance in adults. Our killer feature is the AI-powered app. So you press the button, it switches on, you connect it to the app, it runs tests for your lungs and offers, based on the test, offers 30 plus training protocols, visualizes everything you do live when you do it, and the AI coach, of course, corrects, cheers you up, gives advice, and summarizes everything you do with every training session. Well, accolades and numbers, here you are. We're certified, patented, awards, Red Dot, some of those notable clients, the gentlemen you might know, like Brian Johnson, the world's renowned biohacker, and Mark Cuban. And we're also proud with the St. Jude's Hospital Research Hospital that we're launching the first clinical trial with. And that's me, just a guy, no, not an engineer, don't know coding, no medical degree, 0.
Super interesting. Okay, we're on to our penultimate and 8th block. This is something that's very close to my heart because I spend my whole life immersed in this sector, which is HR tech and the future of work. So the cohort we have coming on now are going to be talking about AI-powered talent acquisition, workforce analytics, and everything around this space. Obviously very much in the Deel world. I'll be listening carefully. We'll probably partner with some of these organizations as well. So please welcome to the stage HR tech and the future of work.
Did you know that the average recruiter spends 50% of the time sourcing candidates on LinkedIn instead of talking to people? The sourcing of talent is broken. LinkedIn has been a monopoly for way too long. Sourcing is based on keywords, not on real merit. Reply rates are low, and the whole thing is very manual. But AI changes the game, as it has removed LinkedIn's data mode. Most profiles are public, therefore you can scrape them. AI also enables you to automate the entire workflow of sourcing, and it's putting a lot of pressure on LinkedIn's very expensive per-seat-based pricing. This is why we built Nova Recruiter, the world's most advanced agentic platform to source top talent. It has 4 key features. First, merit-based search across more than 800 million profiles. Second, 2.5 higher reply rates thanks to multi-channel sequences. Third, AI agents that save 98% of the sourcing time, and flexible usage-based pricing. We raised our seed in May, launched in beta in December, and went full on in April. And we're very proud to have onboarded Fortune 500 customers like L'Oreal. And we already have more than 500 recruiters in the platform, and we are doing 1.5 million in ARR. We're targeting a huge market. LinkedIn alone, that's more than 9 billion on talent solutions. But Nova Recruiter will also enable us to tackle the 100 billion recruitment market with a services as software play. Companies like Juicebox, Paraform, and Jack and Jill have recently raised more than $160 million combined. So the question is no longer whether LinkedIn gets disrupted, but who wins. The reason why we win is because we have built a network that connects the most talented people in the world. It's called Nova, and it's giving us proprietary data. We have assessed more than 150,000 candidates, a proprietary channel to more than 25,000 vetted members in our app, and a unique brand with more than 180,000 followers. Our team has the credibility of Fulbright, BCG, and 5 exits in HR tech. So if anybody can challenge LinkedIn and solve white-collar sourcing, that's Nova.
My grandmother wanted one thing in her life, to grow older in her own home. Today, AIDS population wants to grow older in their own homes, and 8 out of 10 are the ones they want. But their families are struggling during the process, feeling insecure, while the caregivers are not supported and underpaid. The system is broken on both sides, so we built the fix. Grandmama is an AI operating system for home care. We replace fragmented and expensive agencies with a full-stack platform that supports from hiring to reporting, safety and security to transparent payments. And all this 10 times faster and up to 38% reducing the cost of care. As of today, we have served more than 8,000 families with 12,000 vetted caregivers. We're profitable with an LTV over CAC 15x. And we win because we align with the caregivers without squeezing them, getting a 12% commission on their salaries, and up subscription to every family with or without a grandmama caregiver. 2, we are in countries where the big players are not. And 3, we own the care data that can feed any AI feature we want. Today, we're competing for the 1 million in order to get us to become the largest provider of home care in terms of network in a market of $700 billion. And we have the data, we have the network, we have the proof. And as my grandmother used to say to me, my dear child, never stop until you make it. So grandmama team, won't stop until we transform care everywhere.
Hi, my name is Peter. I'm building Relocal. Relocal is a platform for hiring and relocating healthcare workers globally. Think of Deel, but for talent deployment. Now, hospitals around the world are understaffed, yet many millions of healthcare workers exist other side of the world. The problem here is that talent isn't distributed equally. Now, this forces hospitals to look internationally to hire. But the problem with international hiring, it lies with a bunch of middlemen that makes the process expensive, slow, and even operationally risky. Our Relocal replaces all of that with a unified platform that verifies, sources, and relocate this healthcare worker globally. Our first thing our platform does is it shows you the healthcare worker with verified credentials. 2, our AI agents then take on the whole communication process and through WhatsApp and email itself. And 3, it manages the end-to-end relocation process of licensing and even compliance. We have shown fast growth since early of this year. We have 4x revenue, onboarded 7.5K verified healthcare professional with 0 compliance failures for them to move abroad and reduced time by half of the deployment time. We verified with some of the largest hospitals in the GCC region and governmental. The future of healthcare talent mobility lies within not just jobs and not just getting compliance moving. We believe we will be able to provide them financial access for remittance, loans, and even advancing their skills, bringing their family over. The team that builds it has worked in complex marketplaces such as Grab, Google, and even compares to LinkedIn. Thank you.
everybody, this is Billy. Oh, I see we are in Dubai. Salam walaikum, Dubai.
Thank you, Billy, for talking to my audience. Thank you, audience, for listening to Billy. Hi, this is Kish, co-founder and CEO at Bling, traveling all the way from San Francisco. Enterprises like the ones you see behind me have a massive hiring problem. Consider FedEx, with 90,000 workers delivering parcels in the US alone. In order to keep the ship running, they need to hire thousands of workers every single month. Today, these enterprises rely on broken workflows. As a result, this leads to 30+ days in hiring cycle, massive candidate drop-off, high early attrition, and something very important, what we care about the most, billions of dollars lost in revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Bling, an enterprise-grade AI system that runs the entire frontline hiring loop for these enterprises from start to finish, from application all the way till onboarding. Our AI recruiter, Billy, who's traveling with me to Dubai, thank you, Billy, again, engages with thousands of candidates simultaneously and moves them from interest to offer letters in less than 10 minutes, thus delivering the critical outcome required to make sure the commerce does not stop. In less than 12 months of our launch, we have already processed more than 1 million applicants, have grown to close to about $3.5 million in annual recurring revenue, all outcome-driven pricing based. The underlying technology that is the core of our product is the Bling OS that becomes supremely intelligent with every new enterprise we onboard and drives better outcomes. With close to about $85 billion in global TAM, Bling is on the path to become the market leader in the frontline hiring space and driving commerce across the globe, where hiring is going to be real-time, outcome-driven, and AI-native. Thank you, Deel. Thank you, Philip. Shukran.
Thank you, Bling. Okay, we've reached the final block. Oh, are you coming on? Oops. He needs to stay back. Okay, we've reached the final and 9th block. It is consumer commerce and emerging markets. And I don't think there's anywhere better to showcase emerging markets than Dubai, which is where East meets West. Think of food supply, food wastage, consumer lifestyle brands and platforms. This is our final block. 3 more. Judges, pay attention, and then we're done. You have to select your winners, okay? Okay, please come on.
Hi, everyone. MENA has Talabat, India has Zomato, Africa has no one. I'm Asif Khan, co-founder and CEO at Ando. We're building Africa's quick commerce platform. Africa's quick commerce and delivery market is exploding at 40% year-on-year growth, but the supply chain is broken. Restaurants and brands should be scaling, but the rails underneath are broken. There's no demand pipeline, fragmented logistics, disconnected tech, and broken unit economics. Before they scale, the cost base is destroyed. Ando brings demand, technology, and delivery operations into one platform. Merchants can finally scale profitably. Here's where we are. Right now, annual run rate of $4.2 million, growing, compounding at 11% month on month. We've delivered 1.5 million orders. We're in 3 countries, Kenya, South Africa, and Rwanda. We're backed by some of the world's best investors, 4DX Venture, SeedStars International. We've lived the operator's pain. So I've been part of Java House, which is the largest F&B exit in East Africa. My co-founder is from Uber Eats India. He scaled Uber Eats in India. The next chapter, we're growing from 4 to 14 cities by 2029. That's $300 million in gross bookings across food, grocery, and retail. MENA has grown, and Africa is growing. Africa has the fastest growing population and the fastest growing urbanization rate. The platform that wins is going to build a very large company in the continent, and we're going to be that platform. Thank you.
Hello. There are 20 million food content creators and chefs who upload video recipes on social media. 2 billion people use it, and 2 million brands sell ingredients for it. But still, only 4% of food content creators make money out of it. Why? Because the journey between video to dinner, it is broken. You need ingredients, and it's almost impossible to execute a dish from a 20-second TikTok short. So, we fix it. Creators connect their Instagram accounts, import their video recipes, and our AI does the rest, transforming every video recipe into a seamless flow where users can order ingredients, have a step-by-step instruction cooking experience, and unblocking 4 revenue streams for creators. We launched it 9 months ago, and we enrolled 100 creators, 40,000 users, and partnered with Kaufland for groceries and Volt for delivery. We generate money from brands, grocery delivery, and we share it with creators. This is our second startup together, and we are backed by Cosmin, founding partner InstaShop, and Nikos.
Pet care in MENA has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar business, yet largely operating offline. We at Book My Pet are building the pet care operating system in MENA, a $2.5 billion market with no digital category leader. Pet ownership has grown significantly in the region since COVID and continues to do so, with spends in $3,000 to $5,000 per pet annually. Pet care has evolved significantly, yet the infrastructure did not. Pet owners today are not just buying products and services, they created a lifestyle category behind it. Yet operators are lagging behind. Supply is broken, and that's where we see the real opportunity. Pet care operators today are challenged and not being able to manage CRM, staffing, bookings, customer retention and acquisition with legacy and traditional tools. We at Book My Pet have launched our marketplace application in 2022, focusing on pet parenting challenges around discovery, comparison, and booking services online, while creating a customer acquisition tool for pet care operators. We have 70,000 users to date, $2.2 million in sales, 67% retention, and over 300 suppliers across UAE and Saudi. We built the demand engine, and now we're unlocking supply. We have created a SaaS AI-enabled operating system built in within our marketplace to empower operators to have the tools they need to manage CRM, staffing, hotel management, customer acquisition, and customer portals with payment engines. We will continue to monetize through our marketplace commissions, SaaS subscriptions, and embedded payment fees. We will win and become the digital category leader because we have built-in demand to tap into. We are localized solution based on real pet operator and pet parent challenges, and we have the data advantage with a strong team with as well Purina, Nestle as a strategic partners and strategic VCs helping us scale. Join us in disrupting the pet care industry today. Thank you.
Okay, we're done. All 39 have presented. I want to say a huge thanks to all of our founders and all those businesses for putting themselves in the lion's den today, taking a shot at winning some big money. I think all it takes is one chance, and it can elevate your opportunity, no different to what Philippe said about Deel. So thank you to the founders. Thank you to you all for listening and being here. I would like you to stay a few more minutes. We have one fireside chat with some special guests. At the same time, our judges will go and deliberate. Ready, judges? You good? Happy? Okay. They will deliberate and come back and tell us their winners of the 50,000 safe investment. And they will be going to Paris on Monday. So a quick turnaround. So please stay with us for 2 minutes while we set this up. Judges, please make a good decision. You can change lives here. Everybody. Okay, we're ready for our fireside chat. We have Philippe, who has his. Philippe, please join the stage. We have Tusha Arora from JP Morgan, Head of MENA Innovation. Welcome. And we have Kartik Ranjan, Head of Startups Middle East and Africa for AWS. Enjoy, gentlemen.
Hi, everyone. I have to say I love the energy here. So really grateful for Deel for bringing us all together and just making this happen. Just a quick introduction about myself. I am Tushar. I am setting up JP Morgan's Innovation Economy practice in Middle East. We work with startups, founders, tech companies, and really make sure that we bring the entire JP Morgan banking platform to the ecosystem. So whether it's payments, whether it's corporate finance advisory, whether it's financings from securitizations to venture debt, it's a one-stop shop. We have a great session for you today. So we've got Philippe, who's the executive chairman, board member, and the chief strategy officer for Deel. And we've got Kartik, who's the AWS head for Middle East and Africa. I think I got that right, right? Okay, maybe we just kick off. We kick off with Philippe. Philippe, personal question for you. You've been through multiple cycles. You've been an entrepreneur. You've been an investor. I mean, what are some of the learnings you've had over the years? And would be great for you to share those with us, and especially with so many new founders here. So we'd love to know that.
That's a big question.
That's a big question. I was told it'll take the entire fireside chat.
I would say that probably, as I said before, the first quality of an entrepreneur is consistency. You need to be resilient, you need to be consistent, you need to believe in it. And try to make it happen. Especially if you fix a pain or something, like we did at Deel with the contractors. 3 years ago, I spoke with a friend of mine, Guy Berruyer. He was the president of Sage Corporation, a big, company for payroll and for finance, one of the biggest in the world. And I asked him, tell me something, Guy. What do you think about one engine, payroll, cover the world? Told me, Phil, That's a nice dream. We even tried. But you know, Sage, we bought like 1, 2 payroll leader in each country, built it. We tried. Doesn't work. Took my phone, called my son, the co-founder. I told him, Alex, let's go for it. And that's the point, you know. Why not? So now with AI, it's even more simple, right? But not that it's simple, but you know, not to be afraid, right? I think that consistency, resilient, even with people telling you, you know, but it's impossible, it's not going to work. You know what? Wow, that's the opportunity. I think, you know, you need to be a bit bold and opportunist, and that's one of the things you want to achieve. That's the first thing. I would say that the second thing, and I don't know which order, right? Yeah, you need to be humble, right? You need to listen to people. You need to be open, listen to people. As an investor, the first thing I look when I speak with a startup is, are the guys listening or not? Because you can be resilient and consistent, but you need to be smart. And so humility, you know, is a basic. The third thing, but it's more a life story for me. I can't say I'm right, I'm not right. But I think that it's very important, you know, to be a nice person. You want to be an entrepreneur, it means your boss, your leader. People need to follow you. So it's great, you have the patience, we have the ID, we go for it, we're strong. Why would they follow you?
That's true. That's true.
So I think that there is a work that every founder needs to do on himself is, hey, how can I get someone better? Better because I'm a better person, I'm nicer, better because I try harder, better because I listen to people. In general, you know, I think that it's a life lesson, but for an entrepreneur, it's super important because you need the people to go with you. You understand? So when we build this pitch, right? Yeah. 2.5 months. Amazing. Twice the number of applicants than YC. First time. You think I did it alone? Even Ellis, the big boss, didn't. Yeah. It was presented by JP Morgan, supported by Citibank and AWS. And not Coca-Cola, but it's coming. But you need the team. You need the team to fight for it. Why they would fight for it? It's a nice idea. They fight because, you know, you're a team. And you team together and you make it happen. You know, one of our person here that in the team, Beatrice, hello. She fought on it until the day before she gave birth. She was there everywhere, morning, night. We didn't even say, hey, we need you. No, not. But she wants to. And with leadership, you know, is about sharing something. And sharing something with people, so they want to do it with you. They want to help you. They want to be a part of it. They want to team. And I think that, you know, the same way that when you go back home, you need to tell something to your kids, right? It's the same, you know, in a business. You need to, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to understand that you need to work on yourself to be someone that people want to follow, that investors want to invest, that clients want to buy, that people, your team, your co-founder, they want to go for it. It's a bit long, sorry, but hard question.
That's very helpful, and
yeah,
I agree
sure.
with everything you said. Mm-hmm. It's very important to inspire and you know, be humble and be nice. Karthik, maybe moving over to you. You've been in the startup sector. You've had various roles. You've moved around companies. What have you seen, you know, that successful companies do, and what are some of the lessons that you've sort of learned or seen, keen to learn from your journey?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tushar. Before I get into that, I just want to say a huge thank you to JP Morgan, to Deel for organizing this, and especially the founders who took time out of their customers, their teams to be here today and pitch. It's phenomenal, and the first time I spoke to Philip, he explained the idea of what he wanted to do. He was multitasking. He was cooking shakshuka, which he promised me one day. And he was explaining the whole vision of what we're doing here today across 7 cities.
7 regions, yeah.
And it didn't stop, everything that's been going on the last few weeks didn't stop. And it's just phenomenal to see this come together. So thanks for having us. I think back to your question, Tushar, there's a few themes that stick out, and Philip covered a lot of them. Maybe I will cover the lens from emerging markets, because ecosystems are very different, and you've seen, across the cities that we've done the pitch in, they're very different ecosystems. Philip mentioned in the morning about Israel, the amount of the verticalization in cyber and B2B businesses presents different challenges for founders. And here, I think, when it comes to emerging ecosystems, capital is more scarce. And that increases the index for grit. It increases the index for becoming more creative on how you scale without those larger rounds. And I think here in emerging definitely the idea is super important, and thinking big across unreasonable ideas is key to build global companies. But where we are at this stage in these ecosystems, execution is paramount.
That's helpful. One of the learnings that many founders have after this conflict is that it's very important to diversify and to be present across many geographies. What are some of the mistakes companies do as they sort of scale globally? What are some of the mistakes? What are some of the things to look out for? Maybe we start with you, Karthik, and then come to Philip in this one.
Yeah, I think there's two common themes, right? One is expanding or diluting resources across multiple launches. Of course, startups want to ship fast and ship new features fast, but when you're creating different verticals too early, you see your teams get diluted, and then sometimes you have to scale back. So being ready for that and knowing which signals at the right time to expand that is key. And I think the other piece is not listening to the customer enough. I think this, with initial traction, I see in certain instances that some things get for granted, but those customer signals, especially for the founders themselves, to be on those calls, to be on those complaints, is critical.
That's helpful. I mean, Philip, Deel has grown exponentially, right? Clearly there are lessons there, and obviously mistakes also. So keen to get your sort of insights as well.
I think that a focus on core is a base, right? You first need to have your product market fit and focus on your core product and run with it. And extend very progressively in very connected businesses. You can't do it. So that's the first thing, you need to be focused. Focus product, focus on what is it to be a startup. So what we do for a lot of startups at Deel is that they can expand. They don't need to create a company. They don't need to go and have a content. They just take the people where they are and run. So it's very important, when you're a startup, to understand, focus on your job. Your job, build the product, sell the product. Everything that you can give to people to do because it is not your focus, just do it. So nothing to Deal. Yeah, no, to Deal. Yeah, for sure. That's the point. Because not the global expansion, but all the infrastructure, tax, accounting. You don't want this. Payroll. Why would you deal with this? And then you're a CEO. Often, the product manager. You're going to spend time on, oh, this guy look after us. He was not good, and now he's suing us. Oh, the tax authority, they came on us. It's crazy. So no defocus of any manner. So expansion is not a defocus today, with remote work. On the contrary, it can be a focus. You're in GCC, start to work. Is it the market where you think that you can expand? Not sure. The mistake you can do is to think that, hey, let me winning on my market. I'm going to win on my market. And then after this, I'll go. I fought with one of the startups. When he said, no, I want to be strong in Dubai. I'll go in US next year, blah, blah, blah. Finally, he listened to me. Isn't it, Kevin? Right? He said, okay. And 1 month after was the war.
what is also what is also very interesting here is that there's a little bit of a clash of philosophy, here. JPM and AWS are on one side. Our CEOs want employees to be in the office 5 days a week, very centralized, monitor everything. And then there's Deel on the other side that is decentralizing workforce, work globally. Is there like a clear winner? Is there a clear model that works? Is there a scale at which a certain model works? Or what do you think the future is like?
You mean remote work?
Yeah, remote work and also, by having concentrated centers, right? So, if you go into the office, at least the JPM or, I speak for other organization is that you sort of retain culture, you get best creativity when everybody's in the office, in the same office together, sort of brainstorming. So
You still believe in the coffee machine brainstorming? I'm afraid coffee machine brainstorming is more about next holidays or football club or football match. I never liked, the small meeting of few people
So
like
there are
this,
no coffee
next to
machines
the
in Deel.
coffee machine, like always saying to the manager, guys, 1, 2 guys, okay, 4, 5 guys, you may have a strike. So I think that there are things that you need to be physically present, because some people, they like, they must deliver physically some service, but not so many. I mean, outside of food, I'm not really sure. For sure, for example, in healthcare, from time to time, you need the doctor to actually see the thing. But with AI, this is also changing. I think that the problem is more on how do I share knowledge and transmit knowledge. So for companies that are remote first day or full remote, this is from the beginning. We know we need this, so we do it. And you have a lot of companies doing that, like Notion, for example. You have the tools for that today, and it's not so complex to do it. So unless you have regulation problems in certain activities like a part of banking, I think that obviously humanity, we try to be more efficient and more efficient on work. Basically, we want to work less or to do something only we like, right? So it's cool to be efficient. Why should I take a 1 hour, 2 hour drive per day to go to work? That's not fantastic. It's not the great thing to do. To be stuck in a bus, to be stuck in a train. And also, you may want to have the right people.
That's true.
If you say the right people are just the guys in my city, this is not fantastic, You want people from everywhere. So I think that, hybrid work is cool because not everybody is able to work remote. It's some people, they need, human beings, right? Sometimes we want more, but I believe that the future is hybrid.
Very decentralized.
Hybrid, fully decentralized, and this is where we're going. People have the test of COVID where, hey, they can stay home.
Yeah.
That's
It changed. It changed everybody.
It changed. I mean, people understood that. Wow, it's not so bad.
Yeah. That's amazing. And maybe Karthik, do you have a different view here, or what do you think?
To be honest, no. I think first of all, if you're in sales, there's no need to be in the office. You should be scared if you're in the office. I think so. Functional does play a piece in it. I think the only challenge, which it seems that Deel has done phenomenally well, is how do you make sure if you have folks that are entering the workforce that they're able to communicate with their colleagues, they're able to build team building culture, and I don't necessarily think you need an office for that. There are other mechanisms that you can use to make sure that people see each other and build that bond, and then go back to wherever they're working from.
And the help of AI, where your people can ask any question about the organization and the knowledge, it's like super easy, I mean, at Deel at least, they ask Deel AI, hey, is this working or this working? But people are afraid sometimes. I remember, one of my guy on the corporate development told me, I was so afraid. Then I get to the onboarding and we were 60. And everybody was so happy speaking about, wow, you live in this country, in that country, and sharing culture. I mean, the plus and the added value you have on culture sharing because you can be global is massive. It's much more massive than the coffee machine.
That's helpful. Maybe switching gears a little bit. So obviously we are in the age of AI. Maybe we ask you, Karthik, do you think AI will democratize innovation, or do you think it gets centralized with a few firms? Or how do you see that evolving?
Yeah, I think I'll talk about the change first
Yeah.
and then come back to centralization. I think the analogy that I draw is there was a time when we wanted to build a startup, we had to go buy physical servers, put them in a room, and that got compressed with cloud. And now what we're seeing is compression of go-to-market, automation of workflows. You need less people. You know, take code generation as an example, which everyone is witnessing or living. So I do think that every startup will be an AI native startup. I don't think there's much of a debate around that. I think your question is around the value chain. We have chip makers, we have folks that are producing large language models, and then you have a layer on top.
Exactly.
And I think, for me, I think two things will happen. You will have immense value in folks that can create moats in the hardware space, which will be capital intensive. And then you will have other moats which will come from distribution, branding, and marketing, and those who are leveraging the application layer. I think that's where we're going.
Okay. Philip, keen to know your thoughts as well on.
Pretty much aligned. Yeah.
That's amazing. Maybe we switch gears a little bit. You both lived a lot of your time in Dubai, and you spend a lot of time in Dubai as well. What attracted you to this city?
You don't want to hear the answer. I can say, you know, it's originally it's a corporate tax problem. Okay, which is better than the personal one, right?
Yeah,
It's because some countries, you know, if you have not many, but few top manager in one place, will want to say, even if you don't do business there, that you know, the company is there. So this was originally, and then I needed to choose between the different places. You know, hey, where do I want to be? Where do I want to live? Dubai is a great hub.
Yeah.
The government here, you know, is providing a very open, very secure, everything cool here, you know, it's clean, there is service, people are happy, you know, there's tons of reason to stay in Dubai, but it's a great hub. You know, you have direct flights everywhere. Emirates is a great company. I'm not so far from Paris, not so far from Tel Aviv. I'm far from San Francisco, but can still go there, you know, and sleep in the plane.
You fly Emirates, not Air France, right?
Yeah, I don't like Air France. Air France is not what it never have been cool, you know. I mean, that's not great. But basically, you know, being in Dubai is kind of centric. And for me, I said before, I like good people. Emiratis are fantastic people. They host you, you feel good here, you know. Good place to be.
I agree, they look after everybody.
They don't like much startup yet, but we are changing it.
Changing it. And Karthik, maybe something similar to you, right? What obviously
for
brings
me,
you
I mean, I was born here, so
here,
Dubai
right?
is home in many ways. But some of the things that stood out to me is it's obviously a very diverse city, and we have many cities across the world that are diverse. But somehow that diversity sits in pockets, like on the ground when you speak to people. Here I see a big mesh of cultures, and it's been that way for the last 15, 20 years, which I think is fascinating.
I don't know, that I agree with you. And obviously, Karthik, you've had the liberty of sort of experiencing the MENA tech ecosystem. You've seen it evolve, and keen to understand from you, what are some of the things that the ecosystem got it right, and what are some of the things that need to change for the ecosystem to evolve and go to the next level?
Yeah, I think Philip touched on it a bit. I think that initially in the first wave, there was a lot of local focus. We're going to focus on this market or this geo. So thinking bigger around going global is definitely one. I think on the other pieces of evolution, it's one of the youngest ecosystems. And usually ecosystem starts with solving transport, shopping, food. So the B2C, big problems. Then it goes into B2B, and you see evolution of verticals happen. And there are great things happening on fintech, but these are some of the things that come to mind.
Okay. Anything to add, Philip?
On the MENA ecosystem?
Yeah.
I don't like notion of MENA.
Okay.
There is no connection between Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, and GCC.
Okay.
Not even with Egypt. I think these regions, you know, you need to cut it and think differently. What applies to GCC doesn't apply to North Africa. I'm sorry to divert it a bit, but I think it's clearly different places, different mentalities. You go to North Africa, you cannot even take your money out of the country. You know, they are like closed like this. You go to GCC, especially to UAE, and then everything is super open. So Egypt doesn't have the money GCC has, you know. So I think that evolution in MENA, in general anyways, is relatively slow because in a North African ecosystem or Egypt, etc., no money. Then in GCC, there is money. But if they don't like oil, they prefer real estate for the moment. So but we see, you know, with initiative like Up 71, etc., we see that there is volunteer to go for it. But I must say that in the experience of the pitch, to get, you know, even the government in was really not easy. And this has to change, you know. This has to change because there is a lot of talents. You saw these startups, you know. I don't know what the other judge doing, you know, but it's not going to be easy for them to choose. I mean, the competition was as hard as New York. So that's the cool thing, that we have the founders, we need to have the investors. But for this, we need to change a bit mentality on investing, especially on early stage. You know, and it's not, for sure, early stage is not real estate, it's less secure. Startup doesn't take missiles. That's a good thing, you know.
That's great. And maybe one of the, you know, coming to for some of our last questions. See, the world right now is going through a lot of uncertainty, right? There's conflict, the world order is changing. From an investing point of view and in general, what are some of the key themes and technologies that you see, that you expect will evolve or we'll see in the coming sort of days or, you know, months? Very open-ended again.
I mean, there's the obvious answer on defense, surveillance, etc. So I won't say, I won't, you know, state the obvious. But I think that what is interesting on that front is that we will see more and more themes around sovereignty. I'm not talking about defense. It'll continue through data sovereignty. So I think that's one theme, and part of that is the defense part is obvious. I think the other piece is that you will see leaner and leaner teams, which is something that's already happening, and I think aerospace will explode as well.
This is very dangerous to answer such questions. Defense, attack, etc., not much my thing. So I don't have strong opinion on that. I think that it's also very much mixed with politics. You know, so as an investor, very difficult, you know, to plan this. Today we're at war everywhere, but you know, after war come peace. So what do you do then? You know, so for sure there is a lot of opportunities today, and there is still opportunities, especially in the drone industry. And I like drone industry because after war, still you have work. You know, you still want to deliver, you know, parcels. You still want to do things. So. And I'm used to see in Israel companies, you know, coming from military, people coming from military, and based on military, they build cyber, they build big business. Because, well, it's reusable. So I'm not against, you know, using all this. I think that as an investor, I would prefer, and I will prefer in this segment, to invest in companies where I see that, you know what, they can have a booster, but then, you know, it has more economy, more things, because I don't want to be in a situation where you're stuck there, you know, with this thing. But that's a point of view. I believe that there is a lot of things coming in.
And which is the technology that excites you the most?
I think AI is great, you know. I mean, That's fantastic.
Not robots.
No, but listen, same we had with internet, same we have with blockchain. You spoke about all these LLM, you spoke about NVIDIA, etc. You need more, you still need more technology. You know, between the guys playing with agents, very, very dangerous to invest there because one day Claude will do it and this guy will do it. You have a technology layer where people will build technology that we will use for the next 20 years. So there is a lot of work there, a lot of things to be done, a lot of business. I think that I don't think teams will be necessarily leaner. I think that people will do things that are more interesting, that you know, and so you will have the same number of people, if not more. And you can see that because you see the valuation of companies. So the company will be huge, will be bigger. And I think that's pretty cool, you know, on this side. So my vision is that for sure there are some industries like drones, for example, where you can do a lot of things. But I believe that we will see a lot more technology coming on AI. AI is at the very beginning, you know. And I think that in 5 years from now, we will start to see really, you know, the technology pushing and what you can do with it. And so my vision is based on, is full on this. For sure, you will have quantum, you will have, you know, things coming in. This take more time though.
Yeah. Oh, that's helpful. And Karthik, are you waiting for a technology to come and change your life?
I mean, it's already
Flying
happening.
cars?
We're living it every day. And I mean, on the personal front, I'm automating everything. Internally, externally, so we're living it right now, and it's getting better every day, honestly.
I agree with you. I think that's it from my end. Maybe just quickly, if there's any question from the audience for Philippe and
the judges are in panic now. You know, they have only 10 slots, so we have time.
Am I audible? Am I audible? Yeah. Hey, Philip.
Need me? 2 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, Philip, men of peace build machines of war. From your statement of comment on that you are not into, you know, defense and weapons. But we still ended up investing in defense technologies and everything. So, I mean, that's not my question. So, my name is Sujit. I am founder of Nuked AI. We were the winners of Eureka GCC. Yet, we didn't make it to your top 39. So, my question is, if you were, three of you, were to take a bet on someone, who would that be? Right away.
Did you hear?
Did you get it?
No, the
Shall I repeat?
With your micro is not good. 1 second, please.
Hello.
In general, you mean what kind of
from
people?
The 39 companies that were presented today, or what?
No. In general, okay. Let's say if you, three of you, just want to take a bet on someone.
Tips. He's asking you for stock market tips.
No. Take a bet on someone. Yeah. Who would that be? Who would that be, or what that person would be having?
You mean as a founder of a startup?
Founder, anything, or maybe a gambler.
Was as a prime minister of a country, as a founder of a startup, as a chef in a restaurant?
He can be a gambler as well.
As a chef in a restaurant, I can answer. Chef of a restaurant, French guy, Italian only. You need to be more precise. If you think about a founder, I said before, someone that knows to listen, consistent, try harder, nice guy. That's what I'm doing, you know, investing. When I recruit someone, that's the first thing I'm looking at.
You're not listening, man.
You know, I'm going to tell you something. It's difficult to say, I'm going to bet on someone, but it's easy to say, I don't want this kind of people. I learned something when I was young from Texas Instruments. First, only company I worked that was not mine. And I learned there a policy for HR, no asshole. I bet on no assholes.
Great, great, great.
That's the policy. Guy, not nice guy, fantastic, not for me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Pleasure.
Any of you want to?
I mean, for me, when I can say when I hire someone, it needs to be someone I can trust and I can rely on. I think that's a very important skill. I mean, a trait, or obviously needs to be nice and all that stuff, but someone I can trust, whose judgment I can trust.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them were covered. I think maybe one non-obvious one, at least for me, is I look for people that have struggled and have something to prove. And maybe it's controversial, maybe it's right, it's not right, but for me, as well.
I mean, we are human beings, You want to bet on someone, you're going to sit with him, work with him, do things with him. You want someone nice that you will get along,
Thank you, guys.
Sure.
Maybe there's one question over there.
Tushar, sorry if I can go.
Oh, sorry, go for it.
Just a question for the panel. We all see generally online that AI agents are going to replace the workforce. So it's a question regarding the future of work. What do you think about such a possibility with regards to agentic or AI replacing the workforce?
It's to me?
You let the
Sure.
AWS guy.
Yeah, for sure. Agent AI will be your next colleague. You will work with them, you will team with them, they will have a matricule in the HR system, they will have ROI, they will need to report, they will need to be updated, they will be fired. Hopefully they won't claim. Could come. Yeah, for sure. It's happening already. But it will be much more organized. And this is one of the product Deel is working on, managing your agent like if they were HR people. But for sure, why not? If you can have a robot to clean the floor, you prefer that you will clean the floor. As far as the robot will not be the agent telling you to clean the floor, you're good.
And what risks do you guys see?
Man, I know my management will never admit it, but I know they're secretly working to train AI to replace me. I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure it's going to happen.
So I think, there's a gentleman, his name is Jan LeCun, just started a company called Ami Labs. He wrote about this. Whenever you get a chance, read it. I think for me, we've historically always found new things to do. Okay, so I do think that a lot of things will be automated and they're already happening. But through every wave of tech, we've always found new things to do, and I think it will be a huge productivity boost. And there will be some short-term impact, but long-term, it's going to be great, and we'll move on to do more productive things.
Yeah, sure.
So we start gearing up for it, yeah?
I think we have a question over there. Yeah.
So Philippe, we have a room of founders here, very early in their journeys, just getting started. And you're sitting there as the founder of a company valued at 17 billion, funded by the best venture capitalists in the world. And so I wanted to talk about the flip side of rejection and how you approached rejection on your journey and how the founders in the room should think about it when they're going and they're pitching. They think they're making progress, but they get no after no. And perhaps you could share just a little bit about your personal journey with that to help them.
For sure. Listen, Deel was a very particular experience. We raised at YC and then we've been preempted. So we didn't have much, this experience. But we try to be very nice to people that have been rejecting us, and comfort them from their pain. You didn't invest $50,000, you lost $15 million. You know what? This is terrible because sometimes people, they're not happy after you. You should have insisted. You should have told them, hey, but you changed a bit the business model. Why didn't you tell me? That's a pretty bad experience. Rejection, is important. You learn from your failure, rarely from your success. As said the King Solomon that was very wise. He said, beware of your success, you know. So rejection is an opportunity. Why did the guy rejected me? And you need, you know, it's very important not to say, oh, I'm not happy, I don't want to know. No, you need, on the contrary, what is it? You know, you need to try to understand why you got this rejection and what happened there. So people need, and founders, you need to treat rejection as an opportunity. This is one. And second, you believe in your project, be consistent, be, you know, there on it. This guy rejected, the next one will take. Well, you know, one of my recent investment, fantastic company doing technology upon LLM, they went from 0 to 1.4 billion valuation in like 13 months. Pretty nice. And they got, you know, a proposition from one of the best VC after a few refused, you know, as you say, rejection. And they came at 150 million. And we had discussion, you know, I'm advising them, and they wanted to take this 50 million. I said, but you cannot take only 50 million, right? So if you take 50 million, 150, dilution terrible, not good. We need to wait a bit. They said, yeah, but you know, got a few rejection. This one is good. Let's wait a bit. And then like 2 weeks after, I received a text, you know, on my phone. Hey, Phil, we received a term sheet, 1.2 billion pre-money. Not because someone rejects you 1, 2, 3, 4, then suddenly you feel like, hey, I need to take anyone, I need to take the story, I'm in stress. No stress. You believe in your project, you're strong on it. The reason for rejection can be various, but you still need to learn why did the guy didn't want to? You know, and maybe you can adjust or not. Or not. I have a question for you, Raid. Come over.
I think there's one more.
So Raid is the, one second. Raid is the CEO of UltraSafe. Come. So this gentleman, been working as an investor, right? Yes. In Tribe Capital. He knows the business. And he started a journey of being an entrepreneur with friends of mine. And then they got an offer to sell the company. And they wanted to sign the term sheet. Then they got a second offer. People coming and say, hey, wait, we want to buy from you. That's a very interesting experience of what is a founder and what the value a founder needs to have. So what happened? What did you do?
The first time I went through a process, I sold my company too soon and for too little. And I think as a first-time entrepreneur, you experience the pain of that not during the process, but after. And I think about it still all the time. And so when we received an initial offer, one of our first phone calls was to Philippe. And as one of the best advisors in the world, truly, and sounding boards in the world, like I can't express enough gratitude for him. He said, well, you should wait. And he offered different ways to think about it. And so that's what we did. We waited and we had more conversations. And interesting enough, more offers are still coming. The longer we wait, the more valuable we become. So patience and incredible belief in what you've built is really the right approach. And thank you for that.
Stay.
Hi, my name is Taha, and I have two questions here. I actually looking around, I feel like I'm one of the youngest people around here, and okay, I have youngers as well. I am a co-founder in an edtech company that uses AI to teach children and has a parent dashboard. So it is a solution for both children and a parent. My question to you would be, firstly, my question would be to you is, for a 24-year-old like myself, what should I be looking forward to? And amongst looking at people around me, they are much elder to me, much more experienced. How can I overcome that kind of an anxiety? My second part would be to Raid as well, is how long do you wait is my question.
What he's doing.
He has his own startup, education startup,
Yeah.
grants and stuff. So at his age, he's seeing a lot of people older than him. How should he think about it? What should he accept? You want me to start?
Yeah.
So I actually don't, I think you're the right age, because if you look at native AI companies, some of the hottest ones in the Bay Area now, all more than $1 billion valuation, I think the median age is 26, 27. So you're not far from that, first of all. I don't think you should think about it that you're too young. You're actually just at the right age, irrespective of the demographic in this room. So I think that thought should go away from your head. completely.
Forget it. I created my first company, I was 23. And this is a billion-dollar company, 15 countries, international, listed, whatever. My son, my co-founder, was 23.
I have my dad here as well with me.
Yeah, good. That's the best. So now you do it quick because you start to be old, huh? Now it's AI time.
Yes. And what would be, I mean, because it's a very new space to me, so I don't know how to navigate through this space at all. To someone who doesn't know how to navigate through an investor phase or how to go about managing people, how would you recommend?
You need to find advisors. Go to speak to people in your domain, listen to customers, see what they want, see how it is. Try to find your first business angels used to invest in companies. You have right idea. Fantastic investor. How many companies did you invest in the early stage?
200.
You see. No jokes. Then he had the courage to come and become an entrepreneur again. Huh?
We are already working closely with UltraSafe already.
See, that's the kind of people. You need to go after them. You need to follow them. You need to track them, find them, take them in a corner, bring them one of the kids, Brian, brought blueberries. Sweet. Very nice. Here. You know? As we say, we have a word for that. We say from wise people, from where I come from, I'm Jewish, you know?
Yes.
Stick to their dust. Stick to the dust of their feet. Good people. Go for them. Okay. You will find there is a lot of.
Thank you.
Hi, myself Nikhil. I'm the co-founder for a company called EcoTest. So what we do is we do create synthetic human personas to do market analysis and market research. So my question is I am bootstrapped until now. So I'm not sure how we need to think about whether it's time to go for funding or it need to go bootstrap.
Sorry, guys, I need to go help the judges.
I don't know, Karthik, maybe you take that one.
Sorry, I didn't catch all. You'll have to repeat the question.
I think he asked, when do you get away from bootstrapping and raise money? Was that the question?
Yes.
I think you may have some thoughts here.
So I'm a believer that growth solves most problems. And so the best time to raise money is when you can directly translate the dollars that you raise into the growth of your business. That is a worthy reason to raise money. It's very difficult to raise money to prove out a thesis. And in fact, with AI and software development today, you actually don't need a whole lot of money to prove out that you can get to product market fit. Once you have that, you need to be able to say, for every dollar that I raise, I will be able to generate $1 of revenue on the other side. That's the right time. The only time this doesn't work is if you're trying to invent a new medicine, like that gentleman that had the pill that increases that specific thing in your body. But for most cases, that's the answer that I would share.
Yeah, I mean, the right mental model is you should, ideally, if you don't have to raise, you shouldn't raise. Right? I think there's certain scenarios, I mean, we just covered a key one, where if it can help you accelerate faster, then it makes sense, but it should be for the right reason. So if you're the only player in a space and you can continue expanding without a competitor coming in, then there's no need to raise in that specific instance. But if someone is going to come in with a similar business model and expand to new geos, then you want to make sure that you're getting that market share. You need to raise, because you may not be able to fund that yourself. But I think as a starting tenet, if you're able to get customers, build a great product, and scale without raising, that should be the starting tenet. There should be some key catalyst that makes you think that it'll be faster by raising, and that could be new geographies or new products or specific hires that you cannot afford otherwise that will turbocharge growth. But it has to fit one of those, in my opinion.
I mean, I think if your challenge is opening doors, then maybe that is one way to do it. You can also get someone as a board advisor, someone to help you with that. But yeah, I agree that you should maybe try and avoid till the time you can. But equally, if I answer this from a JP Morgan hat, I think the big banks and institutions, obviously have a tendency to rely on, marquee investors in your cap table. That is unfortunately a weakness we have. So I think that is also one thought I'll leave you with.
Sure, thank you.
Hi, salam everyone, by the way. So my question to you is, and for a lot of founders in the room, I'm sure you all want to know is, yes, no arseholes, that's what you look for in founders. However, what is the magic metric that makes an investor, makes it irresistible for you to say no? Because it's so arbitrary. It can be something of course it's personal, but is there that magic number that makes investors go, yes, you've got X amount of recurring revenue, or you've got X amount of growth? What is it for you, if you don't mind my asking? Or any investor in the room, by the way.
So I think different investors care about different things. And I think you can segment investors by what they're really good at. And just because you have a brand name investor doesn't mean that they're good at everything. So for example, if you're focused on enterprise software, the investor cares about growth, but 2 to 3x growth in a single year is good enough if your retention rate has 0% churn and your customer growth in accounts is north of 50%. Then you're an extremely desirable company. If you're on the consumer side of the equation and you're selling something with a lower margin profile, growth is everything. How fast are you growing? And then the demands become, I want to see you grow 10x every single year, year over year. So I think it's very difficult to apply a broad blanket sentiment, but I think you need to first start by understanding what the investor cares about, and then those archetypes care about very defined things. That's at least what I've seen in my experience and how I've operated as an investor.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's covered pretty well. The only thing I would add at early stage is that for me, the customer anecdotes are much more powerful than the metrics, because your base is so small. You can talk about churn all you want. At a specific stage, what the customer is saying about your product, and those anecdotes are much more powerful.
Sure. I don't have anything to add here. So I think whatever these guys said.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. So, well, my brother here claimed to be the youngest in the room, so I'd like to take over that title. I'm 19. So, would like, in a room full of founders, actually, I want to ask this question to you as a student. So, I'm a Dubai-based student creator who's reached content all over Dubai. I've done 5 million views all on my platforms. So, I want to ask you, as in this generation with AI, with jobs not being found, as a student, as a 19-year-old, as a founder, what is the best advice you would give me as a founder? What are the bottlenecks you think students might be facing right now, and what can we do so that we have an advantage, and we can leverage our age, our time in this generation with AI as well?
I think for me, the biggest thing is to get your hands dirty as soon as possible. It sounds like you're already building something, you're getting right into it. And that's what I would encourage everyone. I think there's this temporary wave of pressure around entry-level employment. I personally think it will go away soon because building the pipeline talent that actually is using these tools most will be key for all large companies. So I think this wave is temporary, but irrespective of the wave, it's adoption which is happening well, and going out there and building stuff, trying stuff, and experiment, because there's never been a better time to do that. A lot of the roadblocks that existed before that would require you to hire certain people or reach out to companies or get tribal knowledge is readily available. So it would leverage that to build and experiment as much as possible.
So I'll start by saying I think age is nothing but a number, and it really doesn't matter. And you know, within my own portfolio, if I actually look at the number of founders that I funded that went on to build unicorn companies, I have just as many, if not more, founders in their 40s that have built unicorns as I do founders in their 20s. And I think there's different experiences and different pros and cons. When you're younger, you can work longer hours, you can sleep less, your recall is better, your mind is a bit more malleable so you can learn things faster. At the same time, you're naive, you're gonna make a ton of mistakes, you're gonna have trouble controlling your ego. There's a number of disadvantages to being young too. So what I would focus on is obsession. How obsessed are you with the customer problem and the pain point? How nuanced and detailed can you get in the product experience that you offer them? Is it something that you quite literally can't stop thinking about? And I will also say that it doesn't matter how many times you've been successful, it's equally hard every single time you start something new. So that obsession is required every single time. So if you're not completely and absolutely obsessed with the problem and the product, pick a different business. That would be my 2 cents.
See, I think you already have a very good hustle energy. I think you should keep trying. I'm sure you'll sort of get something right. I think for me, I think one of my regrets, not biggest, but if you go and work for a large organization and trade in your time for salary, I think that would be the worst thing you'll do with the kind of energy that you have. So just keep doing what you're doing and yeah, just
Okay, so I want to ask you
don't
one
trade your
last-
time for a salary.
Okay. So I want to ask you one more thing. Imagine you meet your 19-year-old self. It's like, look, my name is Shayan. Look, Shayan, this is future me, 20 years apart. I need you to listen to this. I have dash advice for you. Do this. This is my last final advice for you. What would you say to your younger self?
I mean, whatever you do, you have to do it with full heart. Anything half-heartedly is just pointless. Full, all in, that's it. I mean, that's, to me, has worked very well. So all
Okay.
in. Yeah.
I would say reflect more and care less. Reflect more about how you can be better every day. Care less about what other people say about you.
Thank you so much.
Could we get this gentleman over here, a mic? He's been raising his hand for the last 10 minutes.
So thank you. First, I have a question. I think that we are now living in AI bubble. So I meant in bubble, not like AI will disappear after, no. Like we have watched in internet bubble. So because now all the AI companies are now based on optimistic future growth expansion, you know. So and all are scared. Oh, I will lose my job. I don't have anything to do. But I think this is a routine economy circle. So each technology come will take a lot of jobs and give more of jobs. So if we take a look for Buffett indicator, so we can know that the value it's more to 250%. So in the Great Depression, it was only 75%. So what do you think about that?
Can you clarify, is the question about what we think about the bubble? Is it a bubble or not? Or I didn't get the 75 to 50.
I meant, what is your point of view of this AI bubble in the economy?
I think, you know, it's important to understand the question why. You know, if you're allocating capital, I think it's a relevant question, and if you're timing it. If you're building, it really doesn't matter. If you're a consumer, it really doesn't matter. I think one thing I would say that's different from some of the last cycles is that there are heavy revenues around these valuations. They're not some of the dot-com valuations we had before, where these are zero revenue, pre-revenue companies getting large valuations. There's real revenue behind it. The growth rates are phenomenal. I'm sure you've been tracking companies like Anthropic, and there are many others that fit that bill. I think there is questions around long-term margins. And I don't know whether we're in a bubble or not. For me, I just think that irrespective, it's here to stay, and it's the best time to build. And I think it's a little bit different from some of the last cycles that we've seen before.
Yeah, I agree. I think there may be some stretched valuations. Yes, there's a lot of talk about AI being bubble, but I think we're still bullish, and I don't, we're not seeing, unless there's a geopolitical shock that sort of, changes things. I think we're going ahead and continue to invest, and we're not seeing it as a bubble as of now. I think I haven't read this news article, but I think 2 days ago, I think the CEO of BlackRock or Blackstone came out with an article and with data points proving out that it's not a bubble. So I think you should read that as well. Maybe you'll get some more perspective as well.
I think as a founder, it's important to be an eternal optimist, and I think it's important to deliver value to your customers. And as long as you do both of those things for long enough, you will be just fine. So I don't think it really matters from like a builder-founder perspective. I think as an investor, it matters a lot if you're managing a portfolio and you're trying to time the market. And there's really no good answer. I think if anyone could predict the future, they would be the most important person in the world, but no such person exists.
Thank you.
Let me quickly check with the Deel team if we still have more time, or... Okay.
Hi, good
Hello,
afternoon.
how you doing? Here.
My question is, how heavily does the funding decision weigh a technical co-founder versus a non-technical co-founder founder with strong domain expertise?
Just to clarify, how do you think about investing when it comes to non-technical and technical co-founders? I just want to clarify so we get it right.
Okay, so if a founder is non-technical but building a technical product, so how do you weigh the funding?
If the founder is non-technical but is building a technical product, how do you get funding?
No, how do you weigh? Like, there's a roadmap for that, but how do you weigh it? Because usually they say, like, you have to have a co-founder in tech, like he's an engineer, or is it important?
For me, it's extremely important, to be honest with you, and I can only look at my portfolio. Anytime I've invested in a fundamentally non-technical co-founder that tried to build a very ambitious piece of technology, I've almost always lost my money. So I've kind of learned the lesson that way. So if someone is going after something particularly technical ambitious, I don't expect to see just one technical co-founder. I expect to see multiple technical people that can actually get super deep into the build. And that's super important. Now, if you're selling a consumer packaged good product, it really doesn't matter because you don't need to build novel technology, right? You just need to be able to distribute. So you have to ask yourself, in your business, what's your moat? If you're building something super technical, your technology is actually creating some sort of moat. If you're building something non-technical, distribution is your moat. So whatever it is, you just have to do it better than everybody else.
But domain expertise is very important when it comes to building tech because you need to have the expertise. Engineering, usually, they don't have the experience and expertise in real market. So they have like the tech education, but not the real market experience. So...
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know anything about the industries that I built in, to be honest with you. I was just obsessed enough to learn about them. But the question is, if you have to call someone to tell them to get something done at 4 in the morning because your customer desperately needs it in order to keep staying a customer, it's a lot easier when you could just do it yourself. And that happens in a startup journey a lot more than you'd think. That's just my experience. I don't know if you wanted to opine.
No, I think you covered it pretty well. For me, I'll just repeat one point which I loved is it depends on what the mode is. If you're building a business that's not going to be very reliant on your tech as your differentiator, but it's more about product distribution, branding,
AI engines.
then it's not necessary that you need a technical founder or co-founder. And by the way, there are many businesses in this region that fit that bill, and there's tier one investors from the States that have invested in those founders, and they're doing phenomenally well. But if you are going to rely on tech as your differentiator, it's mandatory, I think.
I echo what has been mentioned. Nothing more to add.
Hello. It works? Yo, so I have a question. We're currently in the age of AI where everything is reactive. You have an input and you get an output. So what follows is a proactive system. So we're heading towards the proactivity in that regards. My question to all of you is, who holds the accountability in that scenario? If the AI is fully autonomous, making intelligence and actions?
Sam, all
Look, it's a great question. I won't even pretend to put domain expertise on this. I think it's something that we're all thinking about. And you're talking about input and output. We're just starting to create models that don't fit the bill of large language models. And as that journey happens, we will get preemptive, more autonomous tasks happening, whether it's things said, things done. And it's something we're all thinking about. I just won't even pretend to be qualified to answer where I think how it should be regulated. It's well outside my scope.
Yeah, I agree. Not qualified to give an answer.
I generally think that concentration of power in anything is a bad thing. And so I think what we had happen in search, where Google became the concentrator of power, or social, where Meta became the concentrator of power, or mobile, where Apple and Google became the concentrators of power, you have the same thing happening in AI right now. And if you look at every major model company, you realize that it's the same slew of characters. You've got Meta, you've got Google, you've got OpenAI, which is Microsoft. It's quite literally the same characters. But what you also have happening is an incredibly rich open source ecosystem where you can actually have models that are deployed on-prem in air-gapped environments. And not just open source versions of that, but closed source versions of that respect your privacy and respect your business needs. So I think more decentralization of power is important, more options are important, and don't build your product in a way where you're reliant on one provider, because then you've given them control of your destiny. And actually, going back in experience, I remember when all of those Facebook apps came out. Do you guys remember on Facebook, you had all these app experiences? You had all of these wonderful brands and products built on Facebook that people would buy into. And then one day, Facebook decided to change the rules of the game. And a slew of bankruptcies appeared because once successful companies on Monday were completely distressed companies on Friday. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes, is kind of something people say a lot. I think we're going to see a lot of that. So don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Hey guys, first thanks a lot for your time.
I think our time might be up.
Okay. One last question. I had a question regarding the missed opportunities as an investor. Is there a founder you passed on and went on making something really incredible? Looking back, what did you misread about the potential? And is there another chance, I'd say, you could invest in those founders that you missed in the first time? Thanks.
I mean, if I think too deeply about that one, I'm going to cry and I won't be able to sleep at night. I saw Anthropic at a $15 billion valuation, right? And today the company's worth $1 trillion. So yeah, do I think about it? Obviously. But also, if you looked at Anthropic when it was at $1 billion, they had $0 in revenue. They were just starting their revenue curve. And it was very difficult for me to understand how a company with $0 in revenue was worth $15 billion. And I think a lot of investors experience that. Now today they're at $50 billion in revenue, and you scratch your head and you're like, wow, I missed probably one of the biggest return opportunities of my life. You know, I don't think you can focus too much on the opportunities that you missed. I think what you can do, to Philippe's earlier point, is reflect on the places where you missed and understand what you could have done better. And instead of getting stuck on a particular situation, use it as an opportunity to build a framework. You know, can you build a mental model from your failures that you can apply towards challenges in the future? That's how I would think about it.
Cool. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I
Thanks
think
a lot.
Thanks, everyone. Need to head out.
Waiting for the judge to come. And for Alice.
Let's do this.
We need the list.
Alice? Alice?
Okay, got it.
She's doing her makeup.
Okay, guys. It was very, very difficult
No makeup?
discussion. Really not easy. And I understand the judges. But we finally, decisions were made. Do we have the checks? JP Morgan, where is JP Morgan?
Where is the money?
Where's the money? Where are the checks that they can, big ones, you know? We want big checks that they can put it, you know, and cash it out. We're in Dubai.
There you go, there it is.
Why are the checks so small here in Dubai? In general, they're big like this. It's the GCC format. Good, good. Okay. 10 winners. That's a lot. So the very first one is Teneo. Woo! Woo! Ahmed need to give the check.
Okay.
We invited Ahmed from head of the fund, Badawi. He's the guy, he's the finest guy, he's giving the money. Congratulations. Come make the photo, come. Can we have a microphone? You can speak close to Alice if you want to say something. Thank you, congratulations. Woo!
You have to
Someone asked me, is there a female founder? She's number one. Non, pas arrête. Okay, number two. It is not Databricks, but it's SmartBricks. Soon Databricks. Yalla, SmartBricks. Congratulations.
You give it. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
And to all the young entrepreneurs, keep going.
8 more to go.
Vas-y, annonce-le. Vas-y. Le third one, annonce-le.
Is that?
Okay, so?
Third one is Mezza.
Mezza!
Woo, Mezza!
very
Congratulations.
much, and thank you, Deel and JP Morgan, to organize such a great event. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And the fourth one is
Nibble. NYBL. Okay, fine. Got it. مبروك. Congratulations. تستاهل.
congratulations.
See you all in Paris.
تستاهل. الله يوفقك. Arabic.
Hey.
Mazel tov.
Fifth one is contents.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you, everyone. Keep pushing, guys.
See you in Paris.
Pressmaster.ai. Pressmaster. Oh, there he is there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Number 7. This one, I like it. Kem.
Very good. مبروك. تستاهلون. مبروك.
Hey guys. Good pitch. Very good pitch. Well, stay. Who wants the money?
Who wants the money?
Come. Come closer.
Thank you, guys. I have to.
Number 8.
Bling. Oh, bling. Ali G. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks to Team Blink. Cheers. This one is for you.
Picture. The number 9 is Nova.
When is the finale? Congratulations. There you go.
Thank you, Deel, and thank you to the jury.
The last one.
Last one.
As we say, last but not the least. This one in my heart. Same with Ahmed, same with a few of judges, very early, but we loved it. Food fix.
Oh.
You see?
Thank you very much. It was a real pleasure to speak about FoodFix here on the nicest stage in Dubai. Thank you.
Congratulations to all. Congratulations to you guys. And I know the pitch is long, but these guys, I think they're happy. Mr. Startups in Paris, you have to be the best of the best. It's going to be tough. See you in Paris Monday.
Good luck.